fart and I don't fart.
You told me you fart.
I said when I drink milk, I do. That's why I didn't take the ice cream.
Just toss.
Nigga said, but you fart. Like, what? Like, is this not a person here?
No, we had this whole conversation. He said 2 farters can't be in the same room.
Yeah.
You was in here farting?
No, but I offered him some ice cream. Trying to be polite.
And I was like, no, because I'm lactose. You know, I'm a guest here. You can't be farting up a new space.
That's true. You know what? That was respectful.
That is respectful. We started the show already?
Yeah, we started.
Oh, you just gone.
This guy's nuts.
This is how you do it. At least he started on a lighter note. Because normally, this one was really trying to go off on me.
I was not trying to go off on you. I don't know why.
You didn't go on a whole binge, a whole rant about your wedding?
Here we go.
Did you or did you not?
I did not go on a
Tyreak,
whole
did
rant.
she or did she not?
She had to vent a little bit.
So there was a venting session. She just met you. She just met you. Did you
I had to vent. I had to vent a little bit. Why?
Venting to strangers?
But why did I have to vent? What did you do?
I don't know. I have no idea. You tell me what I did.
Nothing.
What did I do?
Nothing.
I had every intention to show up to your fitting.
It's not my fitting. It's your fitting. It's your suit.
On Sunday.
It's not on Sunday.
It about you, as always.
How did I make it about me? I'm not even going to be there.
Exactly. So why are you so mad?
All I did was say, are you ready for tomorrow?
And I said, what's tomorrow? Because I thought it was Sunday. You clarified that it's tomorrow. I said, I have to work tomorrow. So I'll be there when I get there. I'll be there. It's mad people going to be there. How long does it take? It takes a minute to fit people. It takes a minute. You got to put the thing around people and shit. And then why does everybody got to go on the same day? What the fuck is why do we all have to go at the same day? For what? I don't understand that. Are we like getting fitted into one suit? Together? I can show up later and be like, I'm part of this party. What's the big deal?
You was about to show up a day later, nigga.
And I'm part of this party.
Okay.
But am I wrong? Does anybody in here think I'm wrong?
No, you're right.
See, you don't see. Look, you're getting your feelings.
I'm not in my feelings. I'm actually chilling.
This is true. What I'm saying is true.
What you're saying is 100% valid. Yes.
So I had every intention to be there. I made plans to be there on Sunday.
On Sunday.
Yes.
Even though it is on Saturday.
It'd probably been closed.
Even though you're 2 months away from the wedding and you don't have a suit yet.
No, neither does anybody else.
Because everybody is going
for this weekend.
Because everybody is going when?
This weekend.
What day?
Apparently tomorrow.
And what day?
But nobody has a suit as of right now.
But
nobody. So what are we arguing about?
We're not arguing.
It feels like we are.
You want to argue?
Yeah. That's what we do.
I'm not arguing with you.
Tyreak, what do you think about this?
I have a few opinions. Like, let's say you did go on Sunday, like, would the tailor just not be available? Like, I only work on Saturdays?
It is appointment only.
Okay.
It is a small boutique. I don't know what would have happened if he did not show up.
Do you think I was not going to get my suit?
That he was supposed to show. I would have absolutely no idea. And then it will also be very interesting because then he would not know the color pattern, what kind of suit. He would just go there and be like, yo, I was with all the niggas that was here yesterday, which is interesting.
I was with this party. We came in yesterday. I couldn't make it. As a matter of fact, they would have been calling me like, yo, where you at? Oh, shit, I'm still at work. I'm on my way. Nah, he's going to close it. All right, tell him that I'm going to show up on Monday. And I'll do it on Monday. Guess what? It's the same fucking color pattern for everybody.
You got it.
I know. Do you got it? Are you okay?
No, I'm good. Because all my bridesmaids have their dresses.
Well, good for y'all.
Everybody
y'all
has
are
their
better
shoes.
than everybody else.
Everybody has their stuff.
Of.
And y'all niggas, at this point, my expectations for whatever that y'all do are so low that you're going to succeed regardless.
This is true.
You cannot go any higher than what I've already put
away,
y'all.
Right?
2 months.
And he getting fitted this weekend.
Yes.
Like, what if he can't fit the suit anymore in 2 months?
Well, the reason why the designer decided for us to get fitted or for them to get fitted so late is because it's like after the holidays, after all of that, because you could have went earlier and then niggas probably really wouldn't have fit the suit. So whatever you are right now in March
You have to stay there. You can't eat.
Close enough. 2 months. What y'all gonna do? How big are you gonna get in 2 months?
Well, look, you can go into like a deep depression and then just eat cupcakes every single day until
I hope that suit
your
stretch.
wedding. You show up overweight and diabetic, and now it's a funeral at the wedding.
I hope that shit stretch. I got nothing on it.
Tell him to have some clips on the side because I have just started going back to the gym. So should I tell him that? Should I tell him that I plan to be like 20 pounds heavier in muscle by May?
In 2 months, you're trying to gain 20. You're trying to gain 20 pounds in 2 months.
I was actually trying to do it the week before my birthday and see if I could get it in. But I'm a man and
You're
I have
50.
muscle memory. Muscle memory is a thing. Why do you keep saying that?
You can also buy steroids off Instagram, so it's possible.
Buy steroids off Instagram?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
To get bigger.
What are we?
Again, my expectations are so low that at this point, I don't know what these niggas is doing.
We have influencer and podcaster. What's the name of your podcast?
The Tyreak Told You podcast.
The Tyreak Told You podcast. What's your name on Instagram?
Tyreak Told You.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, just keep it consistent.
We have him with us today.
Thank you for waiting for me. They was trying to like have you on when I wasn't here, and I thought that was very unfair.
Okay.
I think you not being here was unfair, but we're not going to talk about that.
Well, I heard you wasn't feeling well, right?
I wasn't. I was sick. Unless y'all wanted me in here
Did you go to the other
spitting
job?
on the side.
Did you go to the other job?
My career?
Yeah, you went there?
Yeah, I went there.
Oh, so you had enough to get through all of them kids and be in there for
What
6
kids?
hours.
Are you okay?
Don't you work at a school? Is no kids?
No, there are kids, but I also
I
also have my own office. I can literally not see a child in a whole day if I wanted to. You know where I stayed? In my motherfucking office.
Okay, well, you could have came to your other office if you went to your other one, but it's fine.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? You have priorities.
I do.
Exactly.
How dare I prioritize, health, wellness, the health of the people around me.
Mm-hmm.
How dare I?
All right.
That's peace.
That's peace, right?
That's
It's
peace.
the craziest shit I've ever heard.
That was on yesterday.
This is the only job I can't have a sick day.
No, you have plenty.
Oh, y'all don't get like PTO and all that.
We recorded once in yesterday is actually the reason we didn't record. Because Dodge was willing to come to work. Mm-hmm. And yesterday was like, well, I don't want to get her to get me sick.
I was just trying to, and I didn't even say I wasn't coming. I just said, heads up, niggas, I'm sick.
That's not what I said, Tahoe,
bro, what did you say?
I said, keep me a little spit bucket on the side.
You were sick with what? Like, what was going on?
I had a sinus infection.
Oh, okay.
So, nasty work.
I said both of y'all are both older, and I feel like y'all health is number one priority.
Wait,
that's what I said.
I'm in the same older as. All right,
Yeah,
so you win.
You 50.
You win.
50? You look good for 50.
I am
You do look good for 50.
35.
Okay.
That's 50 in women years.
What the nigga? Is you cool?
You look nice today.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Did you notice that I wore the cardigan thing?
You have $1,000 cardigan on.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter bought it for me. I don't got nothing to do with that. I don't know how she got it.
You don't ask questions.
We don't ask questions around these parts.
Mm-hmm.
Are y'all ready to start?
No.
We got a bunch. All right, I'll wait for you.
We were like in the middle of an introduction too, so I thought we had
Tyreak, go ahead,
started.
do your thing. Talk
Oh no, you was introducing me.
Yeah, I know your name now. I know you started on TikTok. Mm-hmm. Your really recent rise to fame, claim to fame. I saw you going toe to toe with XD on Instagram. Was it Instagram? Instagram Live?
It was on his podcast. Him and
Don't be like
and
XD.
Jade.
What
Yeah, I was
happened?
with them twice already.
Oh.
Yeah, they cool.
I haven't listened to.
Gave me some real good
in a long
advice
time.
too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, tell us about you. What is your show about? What do you do?
I basically just, I'm on my way to work every morning. I just talk shit to the camera, talk about the weather, pop culture, whatever's on my mind. This morning it was a long talk about, I don't know if I can say it on here.
Yeah, you can say whatever the
It was
fuck you
porn
want.
related.
It was porn
Had a little
related?
conversation
You said
over
porn?
there. Yeah.
Yo, I'm into that. What are you talking about?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, it's a long story. Y'all know who Andy Cohen is, right? From Bravo?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, on his show, he had like a porn star as a guest, and that was like a whole big thing. So we was talking about that. And then, one thing led to another. Then it spun off into a conversation about dick size. And I had somebody in my comments saying that 9 inches, isn't that big? That's pretty average to her. She's used to way bigger than that. Jesus. So I had to ask her, well, sis, how wide and how deep are you? What's going on here? If that's just a regular Tuesday, then I don't know. Yeah. Probably fucking the Empire State Building.
God. It's gonna be a good show today.
Yeah, but that's what I like to do. Just create safe spaces.
It's crazy.
Let people be comfortable and express themselves and just share different perspectives. So yeah, that's it.
I don't know if she feels safe anymore.
Who?
The 9-inch Empire.
I don't
know.
The Empire Slayer is crazy.
I feel like if you're taking dinosaur dicks, you're not scared of nothing. So go ahead.
The Empire Slayer.
Such is life.
Let's write that down. Breakfast Club has been in a lot of people's mouths this week. Mm-hmm. How y'all feel about that? Y'all heard about what's going on over there?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you that I love a lot of mess. I love a mess. I'm not really fond of. I like Loren Lorosa.
I like her too.
Same.
I really enjoy Loren
like
Lorosa.
I
love what she's done up there. I was not aware. You know what? I'm gonna say this. I have been in the comments saying keep Loren Lorosa. I have been in the comments saying please keep her. I never said get rid of Jess.
Right.
But I did say keep her.
Okay.
I was not aware, cognizant of how that could be making Jess feel when it's done. 1 million people a day are saying it. What do y'all think about this? She went on a rant on. She went on a rant on
Instagram Live.
Was it Instagram Live? Let me see if
Yeah.
I have the rant. So Corey Holcolmbe, who has been
This is the strangest fucking series of events. Your Nemesis started all of this. And that's high key fire. As somebody that I have a Nemesis.
You do?
Yes, I do.
Can you name them?
She won't.
Not that
She's
serious.
not
Okay.
gonna
I never do.
that.
I never do that
Not
much.
giving you that.
Nah, but I have a few, but I have one in particular that I thoroughly enjoy us getting under each other's skin. It's fun. It's dope when you have a nemesis and when your nemesis literally starts the
Crash out.
literally instigates a crash out and kind of leads to your public demise. That shit is fucking fire to watch, and I'm happy it wasn't me, but I enjoyed every minute of it.
Tyreak, what do you think about this?
I feel like this was bound to happen. There was a lot going on here. First off, Jess Hilarious is already not that likable. A lot of people don't like her.
She's not likable.
Yeah, so you got the public against you already. They don't think you should have that job. You're not really that good at it. You struggled reading
Say
the
that
words
then.
the
Say
first
that
couple
then.
months. So then
No, wait, can you because when you bring it up, the only thing that pops off in my head, the click, the headline is, and then y'all bought her on here because she read good, and I was in my house cackling to the gods, bitches, you okay?
But see, now I have even less sympathy for her because clearly you have some type of self-awareness. You're not that literate, but you're a grown-ass woman and you got money, you have means, you have resources. You could have took a phonics class or something and fixed your reading abilities. So you was there for barely a year. You sucked at your job. You got pregnant, went on maternity leave. You got replaced by somebody much better than you. And now you mad.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't have had that baby and you should have took the damn reading classes.
Yeah.
And, made yourself better.
Now, Corey Holcolmbe, this is a little deeper than that because I didn't even know there was beef going on behind the scenes until
Active.
I
Since
saw
the last baby.
Since the last baby.
Yeah, she when she got pregnant with her second kid, she did a maternity shoot where she was butt naked with her oldest son in the pictures with her. And then Corey had some comments about that.
I remember that.
And that's how they beef had got started.
Well, Corey did
So every time she has a baby, it's just bad news for her. She's carrying her karma in her womb. I wouldn't have said that.
She's carrying a Carla in her womb.
You know what?
See, I got too comfortable.
You gonna erase it?
I see what's going on today.
Yo, never mind.
All right, son.
Never mind that first one. Let's go with the second one. Matter of fact, we got time.
We got time.
We're only at 10 minutes in.
Bruh.
I'm gonna play this Corey Holcombe clip just so that people can understand where this whole thing started. If you aren't, on Instagram, if you're like Tron and you're not really on Instagram like that.
And now I heard about her up at the Breakfast Club.
She done got it.
Well, this is what happened at the Breakfast Club. She took that job. She got that job because I think she had a social media presence. I can't imagine why else.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah.
She got that job. And I always said she wasn't talented.
The same there for Wall.
She got the job and got knocked up shortly afterwards. Mm-hmm. And the worst thing in the world happened. They brought in somebody who was talented.
Who they bring in?
Homegirl from she used to be on TMZ.
Yeah, she has experience with doing that. When she talks, her voice. I don't know her name.
Yeah.
The girl who is Loren. That girl know what she doing. She knows how to fit in with Charlemagne and the other guy, DJ Envy. It's like it's seamless when she there.
Right.
Like
It's
this.
the talent. The talent shows out. And then Less Hilarious ain't even
less
right.
hilarious.
And now she had a job where all she had to do was deliver the news. She had a segment on the Breakfast Club. The other girl who has experience and talent at this job took her segment. Right. Not because she tried to, it's just you saw somebody who's talented. And then you see, read that, Less Hilarious.
When she took off maternity leave.
When she stood in for, Less Hilarious, you should have had your baby on camera at the breakfast. Because they brought in somebody who is talented. And you could say I'm dissing, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to act like I'm hating. I'm not hating. You don't got the it. Your segment could have been good if you knew how to deliver it, right? But now they got somebody doing your segment better than you, and it's just flawless. It's effortless. And the girl tried to be your friend, and everybody could see you ain't trying to be her friend.
Hold up, be quiet. How everybody a real estate agent? How everybody? Because a lot of the wags do that.
Rihanna
For a long time.
in her outfit mattered.
No, listen, hush. This is not a no, Lauren. No, just listen. Just please, hush. This is not a Taylor Swift football game situation.
Tell me to hush. That's what I want. That's what I wanted to get to. The hush is crazy.
Be quiet, yeah, all of that, like the
hush is
pipe
crazy.
down type
Right, like
shit.
you can't read, but you telling somebody to be
hush.
quiet.
That's nuts. I didn't know that there was that type of beef up there. Is that beef? Somebody telling you to hush?
I mean, she told her to shut up.
On a
also.
syndicated show?
I don't think the
Hell
beef is
yeah,
that.
that's beef.
I think the beef is the moment that Lauren got in there, Jess knew that her days was numbered. I think immediately you could see it, because just like Corey said, like the talent's the talent, and part of the shit is delivering the news, right? You feel me? So it's like if you can't deliver
Watch my
properly, you know what I'm saying? If it's not landing, you know
She
what I'm
was
saying?
not good at that segment.
Yeah, like it's
I am
Jess?
Jess Hilarious.
Jess with the mess?
Yes. Yeah, that
it was a mess.
Yeah.
It literally
Jess was the mess.
Jess was the mess.
Yeah.
That's the problem. You got a show where they're bringing you in and you're supposed to measure up to these other two people who've been up there that long. Charlemagne literally writes down his donkey to date every day. He reads it every day. You've been like that. He's probably one of the best people in that potting space, whatever. Best personalities. And every morning he's there at 6 o'clock on the dot with something written up with details, research, all of this shit so that he could deliver this one segment. He don't need no help, no nothing. Jess, you asked for this segment. Why are you forgetting shit, not knowing shit? The clips be backwards. What the fuck? It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to listen to, bro. So I never liked the segment. I always was like, yo, this is bad. And it's just a segment. I wasn't mad at her being up there. But for that segment, nah, you're not good. And when Loren came in and started so she's like, "Oh, I came back and she's still here. Why is she still here? But she's only here during my segment." Yeah. You're not good at it.
Self-awareness is in the negatives. That's the problem. And that Baltimore public school system, child, they really got to do something about it, because I don't understand why at your big age, the fact that you sat there and said y'all kept her here because she read good. The educator in
you
me.
can't be surprised though, because it's nothing to do in Baltimore but smoke, crack, and die. So they don't prioritize being able to read. And I feel like Jess is like a product of that. So she's doing the best she can. It's not that good, but it's her best.
There's this trend on TikTok where you gotta say words or numbers or whatever, and it's like a little game or whatever, and you say it right, and then like the little fruit go through the hole, and then like whatever, like you keep going. And it was a bunch of little niggas from Baltimore, and they had to say numbers. And when they got to two, it would not go in the hole. They were like, two. Nah, nigga, it's two. Like they looked like they was about to have a fucking hernia trying to say the number 2 and could not understand why because that's not the word. You can't do. It's horrible. And that's how she reads on a syndicated show. And we are subjected to listening to a Baltimore accent every day on New York radio. It's disgusting.
Don't say we, because I don't listen to it.
I do in the car on my way to work.
Yesterday, do me a favor. When we was doing the tour thing, Nick, don't. Baltimore, don't even. No. Don't even just try to forget. Never mind. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
I got you, big dog. No,
I'm not even sure if DC is gonna.
Nah, we can still do DC, but you niggas stay home.
Smoke, crack, and die is nuts.
Nah, you gotta let that go, son.
I can't even put that as the title. I can't even put that as the title.
I feel like everybody from Baltimore is either like a crack baby or crack baby adjacent. Or like they got some type of lead poisoning going on. Baltimore is not okay.
I think they all live in them row houses that was boarded up from The Wire.
Yeah, with like dead bodies in the walls.
Yeah.
That's what that smell is.
I want to crawl inside my cup.
No, the smell comes from the harbor. That harbor, like
there's dead bodies over there too.
When the fucking tide is low, Baltimore smells like cash shit.
This is my problem, bro. I don't know who I could be like this with no more. I try to be understanding and cool with everybody, and they just going off. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. I know it's people in the Discord right now. Shout out to the No Shame.
That's
gang.
what this is?
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
I'm pretty sure some of them is like that. Y'all gonna let them talk to us, right? Like that.
All right, but like, have you been to Baltimore though in
Yes.
real life? It looked like Hiroshima.
Nagasaki.
Yeah. In 2025, it still looks like that. Like, Brooklyn is gentrified, and gentrification is bad, but sometimes a little bit helps.
Yo, I went to DC like a year or two ago, and then we stopped in Baltimore, my fiance, to see one of his friends. And when we was driving through, I'm like, yo, this really still looked like The Wire from the early 2000s. So I recorded it as we were driving through, and then I put the theme song on the video.
Baltimore is like Brownsville in the 90s.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
That's really, we've seen this before.
Poor babies.
30 years ago. I'm not. Listen, I had nothing to do with this, Baltimore. Shout out to Baltimore.
I had nothing to do with it either. I didn't put the crack there. I just observed it.
You gotta blame the justice system.
Yeah, you blame the CIA. Blame Ronald Reagan.
They set y'all up for failure. Blame HBO.
Yeah.
Just gonna let them do their thing. Go ahead.
It's Mac Wild's fault.
Y'all right. Y'all gotta relax.
Somebody call
Are y'all
Weebay.
calling Jess Hilarious a crack baby?
I didn't call
I'm
that lady
saying I wouldn't be
nothing.
surprised if she was.
I really wouldn't either. No disrespect. I would not. If she said that,
And look, if she is a crack baby, she's done pretty well for herself.
Yeah.
She's like an inspiration for crack babies everywhere. Like, you can be on the Breakfast Club. You don't need to know how to read. You don't need to be able to get along well with other people. You don't have to be a girl's girl. Just be you. And that's all you need. So shout out to Jess Hilarious.
Yo. All right.
She actually doesn't get along. She said that in her live, Corey Holcolmbe did his thing. I gotta go. We gotta get away from the crack. We gotta get away from the crack. Yeah. Corey Holcolmbe said, after that, she goes live, bro. You know Randy Rosario. Mm-hmm. She's from. You got anything against Detroit?
No.
So the water. Don't do it.
I like Cash Doll, so no.
Okay. Randy was like, she posted about it, and I was like, yo, it's crazy that you let an outside influence make you crash out on everybody that you work with. The producers, your co-hosts. You actually start talking about how you don't like the other girl or you didn't like the other girl. Like, why did we need to know that? Why did you give Corey Holcolmbe this much satisfaction?
Son.
This is a crash out. She's like, oh, every time we try to express ourselves, y'all think it's a crash out? No, this...
Nah, you crashed out. It went from day to night in your life. Like, you had to, ma'am, you was yelling in the dark. Bitch, you're crashing out.
Yeah.
You should have phoned a friend. I wish that everybody had a safe space and a safe community that when you're upset and you need to let some shit off, that you can talk to your friends and not to us. Because I'm going to laugh every motherfucking time. And I'm going to crack jokes every time. And I'm not even going to care about the why that you're here, because I'm looking for all of the funny shit so that I can go talk to my people and point and laugh at you, because this is stupid.
Yeah, but you know, like, usually when people don't have like a friend group they can vent to, it's probably their fault. Like,
and we could look at Jess and see why.
Yeah,
that's her fault. She doesn't look like she doesn't look like a nice. She doesn't come off as a nice person.
Right.
You just don't come off like a nice person. I wouldn't say you come off like a crackhead.
I didn't say crackhead. I said
but a
crack
mean
baby.
girl.
Crack baby. Oh, crack baby.
And she's skinny
it's
too,
different.
so you know.
Guys.
Okay, I'm gonna stop.
She
a lot
like
of people had a problem
Newports.
with the fact that this happened.
That's what it is.
A lot of people had a problem with the fact that this happened after she went on maternity leave. They're like, yo, this is a scheme set up by them. She's being gaslit, and to make it seeming like it's just her bugging out. What do y'all think about that?
I don't know if I agree that she's been gaslit.
Somebody come back and they keep the person and then they're with you in your slot. Like, that's not.
I don't know if gaslighting.
They're like, what? What happened?
Well, for me, as a professional gaslighter myself, maybe I don't understand sometimes when it really is gaslighting, because for me, I don't take a lot of shit as seriously as other people do. So maybe
you're a VP at your school. You go on maternity leave. They hire somebody as an interim VP. Mm-hmm. You come back, they're in your office. They have a desk in your office. Every morning, they're still in your office. It's your office.
Okay.
Your name's on the wall. Every morning you come in, when you go up to talk to the kids, they're right next to you. You're looking here like, well, why are you still here? You were interim, and the board is saying they're performing your job with you. You wouldn't have a problem with that.
I'm petty. I would have moved the desk out of my office before that shit even happened. Like, I would have said something, and I don't know if I would have let it go this far, because it would have been a moment that we sit in that office looking at each other, and I'm like, ho, why is you still here?
That's exactly what she did.
But that's not what she did.
That's her telling her to hush.
I do feel like they were gaslighting her, because the night before, like on the live, she explicitly stated all her issues. Then she came into the show the next day, and Charlamagne and Envy was like, well, how come you never said anything? She's like, I did say something. I asked questions. I reached out to the higher ups, and nobody gave me an answer.
Now her trying to get fired.
We are. And she said that Charlamagne was instigating beef between her and Loren, like encouraging them to argue on air. So, a crack baby is always right twice a day.
I mean, they're good at a lot of stuff. Yeah, let me not. Damn, you pulled me in. Pulled me in.
I don't know. I can't say heads or tails, up or down, because my thing is, like, if you really feel that way and you've spoken to the higher ups and they said what they said, and they said, we always were looking for someone else, like, or this is going to be a show that's going to have 4 talents on it. Is it hurting your check? Like, is your check less now that this other person is here?
If they're-
what is happening to you?
Well, no, if you read in
nah.
between the lines, like, again, we all agree that she's not good at her job. So them bringing in a fourth person is really them phasing her out. I think that she was right to
Then
be defensive.
leave.
I agree. Just leave. And she says she don't need the money, so.
I mean, honestly, I never liked her there to begin with.
No, this is all y'all not being real.
How?
She says she fought for this segment. When you come into a new thing, even when Courtney
I
came
didn't
on my
listen
show,
to all of it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. So.
I said, Courtney, do something that's just yours, right? On Hard or Soft. Do your spicy stories. Do something that the people can look for you. She fought for this segment, which was Just with the Mess.
Mm-hmm.
When she came to the show, when she came back to the show, they said that Loren would not be on the show anymore. When she started doing the Just with the Mess segment, they would bring Loren back in to do Just with the Mess with her. Now, Lauren's doing the news and Jess is supposed to be doing the mess next to Loren doing the news. And she's like, what the fuck is this? And everybody's acting like, what are you talking about? No, what?
Well,
This is gaslighting. That's not gaslighting.
Can we talk about the elephant in the room?
What's
What's the
that?
elephant in the room?
Elephant in the room is that, we had this big announcement. We had the debacle with the Breakfast Club. We needed to fill that spot. We did all of the hoopla. We did the rollout. We did the marketing. We did all of that. We bring you on, and as soon as we bring you on, you're not on the show anymore. You don't. I'm just saying.
Oh, wow.
That's like, we got to be honest. If you're the business side of it,
It's a bad choice as a woman.
I'm not saying that.
It sounds like
I'm
that's what you're
asking you, if you're iHeartMedia and that happens, are you not going to bring in somebody that you feel is reliable, talented,
They're not going to
and if you, I'm not saying that.
This is
I
a
ain't saying
slippery
that.
slope. Y'all playing a slippery game.
Yeah.
I feel like if Jess was good at her job, this wouldn't be an issue.
This is what
that's
I'm
like
saying.
that's like the crux
That's
of
my
the
point.
issue.
So then, if
I'm
we're
saying.
saying that the cornerstone of the issue is that she's not the best at her job, then why? Like, are we on her side? Like, are we for her or against her right now?
I am for her because they should have fired her before she got pregnant. They should have told, not even fired, they should have told her, you're not good at this segment. You're not working hard enough. Your work ethic is not up to par with the standards set by this show, but what our expectations were for you when we brought you on, when we gave you the segment. You're fucking it up. So that now when she comes back, they have another conversation like, yo, we're going to give you back Just with the Mess, but Lauren's here to stay because she helps fill this segment up. It should have been, she shouldn't have had to figure it out.
Or maybe they didn't realize how bad she was at her segment until somebody else did.
They used to make jokes on how bad she was.
But that
They used to
doesn't
talk
mean-
about it during the segment.
I think
that
Loren
doesn't
being
mean-
there makes her look way worse though, because
Yeah.
like it's like a clear difference,
It is.
Yeah.
Lauren, we don't need
and you can't ignore that difference either.
So the point when now she goes to the producers and say, no, just give it to her. That's hard, man. And they're like, well, why didn't you bring it up in a meeting? Girl, I just gave the girl my segment. Y'all not, who's managing this? Y'all don't see how mad I am? I just gave the girl the segment that I fought for. You don't think that I'm going through something?
Did she fight for the segment, or did
Yes.
because Just with the Mess was a thing before she was hired on the Breakfast Club, so it was already her thing. So did you have to fight for it, or you're just basically you're the female entity on the show?
No,
the female entity on the show does the gossip news because that's what Yee used to do. They brought you in, and you already had your own gossip news platform that they just meshed and melded into the show because they had that empty space anyway. So did you fight for this, or did you come with it?
No, I don't. I feel like doing something on Instagram is not the same as doing it live on a nationally syndicated radio show.
Okay.
I don't think that Jess was ready for what the Breakfast Club was.
I think,
which is why she should have never been hired to begin with. There was so many other greater women that were there for periods of time that I think would have done a better job.
Even like during the whole auditioning segment, it was so much. It was a lot of people who did way better than Jess.
Exactly.
Like Claudia Jordan could have had the spot.
Yeah. Mona.
Yeah, it was a bunch of people.
Lex and Drea.
I just feel like Jess got it because she's like friends with Charlamagne.
Yeah.
But Charlamagne friends with everybody.
That's not true. Not that way.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, wishing Jess peace of mind. I wish her. I hope that her. I don't like the fact that it became her versus Loren. This is you versus Corey Holcombe. and somehow just turned around,
Yeah.
and nobody's talking about you versus Corey Holcolmbe.
Yep.
Everybody's talking about you versus Lauren. And, you know, I hate
hard
to
when
make
you
this a
let the
male versus
internet
women
win.
thing.
Yeah, that's
I
exactly
hate
what
to make
happened.
this a you know, male versus women thing, but I don't like that they made it the men in the room are putting the women against each other. I was like, yo, she let Corey Holcolmbe gaslight her into doing this. There was no reason for you to even say, well, I didn't like her. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
You started that. You didn't need to say that. You could have been talking about Corey Holcolmbe. She's been ranking on niggas for years. That's how we know about Jess Hilarious. Why now? Oh, wait a minute. They brought up the postpartum thing.
Oh yeah.
Who
I
brought
didn't
that up?
consider that.
In some of our chats, they're like, she could just be, because now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, why did you do that? She could be emotional. But is it for
Don't
me
do that.
to say that?
No, it's not. I hate no.
Oh man.
Don't
so
do it.
Either you're acknowledging that it could be a thing, but you can't say it. This is what you're saying? You're telling us acknowledge
can't-
that women go through postpartum. You don't know what they're going through emotionally. Can you give them grace? But you can't say it out loud.
No, because giving grace is not pointing your finger at something like that. That's
Say,
not.
could it be?
No, I don't think that. I don't think that it's appropriate to misdiagnose somebody's situation. If she is going through postpartum and has expressed that she's going through
women
postpartum,
knows they going through
then you can
postpartum?
have that. Huh?
Women be like, yeah, I'm going through postpartum.
Yeah.
I don't think they do. That's like a crazy person saying I'm crazy. They don't be saying that. Only the non-crazy people say they're crazy.
I'm not
The crazy
doing
people
this.
think everybody
I'm
else
not
is
doing this
crazy.
with y'all today. I'm not doing this with you today.
Go ahead, Tyreak.
I can't speak on postpartum, but I can speak on professionalism, and I don't think that she handled this the way she should have. She should have sent like a real petty email to HR and then copied everybody on the email, and that's how you handle it behind the scenes, and like have like book a conference room and hash this all out behind the scenes. Like we shouldn't have known about this. I'm glad we do know because I like talking about people. But, you know, you handed me this story on a silver platter, Jess Hilarious. And now I'm going to be calling you a rock star for the rest of your life. Rock star is what we call crackheads.
You didn't have to simplify it.
Okay.
You didn't have to simplify it. We caught it. Mm-hmm.
Well, I wish her peace of mind. I don't, you know, you get to that level. I don't like seeing people fail when they get to that level. And it's like just some emotional shit. I don't want to see people crash out. I think that she started this breaking other people down. Sometimes, like you said, karma could be in the womb, but sometimes shit like this that's your calling. So she should have just went at Corey Holcolmbe. She should have broke his ass the fuck down.
Yeah.
And moved on. Because you can't be the person that disses everybody else and then get mad when somebody diss you and have
The
this major
problem
meltdown.
is a hit dog gonna holler every time, and that's really what the problem is.
Yeah.
He hit a nerve about some shit that was real, and she did not know how to navigate that space
that's actually true.
in the right way.
That's actually true.
That's what makes a great nemesis. You gotta know
he got
what
it.
really gets under my
he got
skin,
it.
and then you let the internet win. You went and you put on a show, and you remember when we spoke about outing people. And I told you that I personally could never do it because I feel like you never win. You can never win to me by going public and just like, this motherfucker, these people did. To me, you always have to be prepared to take a L yourself because there's always going to be people that's going to point back at you and be like, but you,
Exactly.
but you.
Exactly.
And if I really feel deeply about something, I don't want anybody to be able to point that finger back at me. I'd rather deal with it internally than adding in other entities from the outside.
Well, Dr. Umar has been pointing at the black community for a couple years now. He's been pointing at black fathers, black men,
Black women.
and his business is all in the street now.
Yeah.
He actually has a clip that I'd like to play
Whatever it is, it's probably hilarious.
that I thought was
Why is this light
very,
so bright?
very interesting. It does look bright, doesn't it? Yeah. Like I said, this clip from Dr. Umar.
His mothers felt they should have become my wife purely due to pregnancy. And I told them I would not make a lifelong decision about who I'm going to spend the rest of my life with purely based on pregnancy. I said we can continue to explore, to date. I would like to move in with you. We have to learn more about each other before we decide to spend the rest of our lives together. And they arrogantly said, it ain't going to work that way. I need to be your wife, and I need to be your wife now. Had they been a little bit more patient and humble with me, either one, they would have became my wife. I don't know if they know that. They know it now because they're going to see this. If they would have just been a little bit more respectful of where I was coming from, they would have got married. I would have married either one because they were the mothers of my daughter.
Now I think that's gaslighting.
Yeah.
That right there.
You've been a Dr. Umar stan on the show.
I'm still a Dr. Umar stan. I keep telling y'all.
stand by this messaging.
I stand people that make me fucking laugh. I don't give a fuck about who you are as a person, like in your real life. But as long as I get a chuckle at your expense, I'm here for it.
Tyreak,
Are you laughing with him or at him?
Both.
Okay.
Both equally. Well, one more than the other recently, but
I'm laughing at.
Me too.
I be laughing with sometimes.
I don't really respect Umar Johnson. Like, I feel like serious people don't take him seriously. And I feel like, no, his target audience is like a very, very specific type of person.
Yeah,
it's like
hoteps, they hate me.
Like a high school dropout hotep who justifies them being a dropout by saying, oh, well, they don't teach real history anyway, so they just like learn history through YouTube and learn about aliens and the what do they call it? The Anunnaki, you know, like the conscious community stuff and all the Sodnetta and all that. It's like a real specific type of person who believes in Umar Johnson. Like, he's intelligent, I'll give him that. But like, just because you can tell me how many bricks they use to build the pyramids doesn't mean that you know how to open up a school. It doesn't take 20 years to do what you're trying to do.
Where's the school?
I feel like nobody with common sense still believes in you. It's like every week it's, oh, we got HVAC problems, we getting new doors, we got a paint event, and the only way to show up is if you donate $20 to the Cash App. And I want to know, like, you travel all over the world, you've been to Africa a million times, how are you funding this?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's living off of those donations. Yeah. The school money is what he's using to pay his bills and fund his travels. And if he was serious, he would just start his own podcast because he has a huge platform, monetize that podcast, and then use that money to fund the school. Because then, like, when the school does get open, how is he going to pay the staff? How is he going to pay, like, the maintenance fees for the building? Just more donations?
Donations.
And then going to shame you for not giving them. He had a video where he was like, y'all spend this much money on grits every year but won't pay for my school. Give me your grit money. No, because my grits are more reliable than you are. So I'm not giving you my money. The Quaker man has not let me down yet. So
Quaker man. Alright, son.
Listen, I'ma choose grits and catfish over Umar Johnson in the BDSM Academy every single day.
The BDSM. All right.
But those are my thoughts. I'm sorry.
What do y'all think about this clip in particular?
I think that was some bullshit. I hate when somebody says, I was gonna do that for you if only you just. If you was gonna do it, then you was gonna fucking do it. Yeah. Like, don't try to hold it over my head like, oh, well, you could have had this if you just acted right. Like, I don't like that. I think he's capping. Yeah. 100%. And on top of that, like, what do you mean move in with you? That's the shit that got me fucked.
The nigga
he said, well, y'all should have let me move in with, not you could have moved in with. Where do you live, sir? Because you always in a hotel room. I am befuddled right now.
There's a rumor that he lives with his mom, and, you know, more power to you. But I thought he lived outside, so he's
always outside.
Yeah,
he's always somewhere.
Or like in the car.
Yeah,
and that car looked crowded in that car. It's a whole bunch of stuff in the car, like the car was a storage unit or something. So
he said, I want to get to know you.
Better off living in the school.
He said, let's get to know each other. These women are pregnant.
Yeah, you dumped nut into them already. What do you mean get to know them?
What are we talking about for real?
Yeah, I think that was gaslighting. He was gaslighting.
Everybody's just very unwell. And this is why I don't take people seriously. Like, anytime I ever say, like, yo, that man did a good job at something, they always wind up embarrassing me. So that's why I just, you know what? I like everybody. As long as I can laugh. Can I laugh at you? Did you say something funny today? Sure, call them the snow bunnies and the spicy senoritas or whatever the fuck he be talking
Right,
about.
we call them the
That
ice
shit
bunnies.
has me weak, okay?
The
I like
underwater
to laugh.
Mexicans.
If I had a son, would I send him to the Marcus Garvey, Frederick Douglass Academy of Scoffity, Scoff? No, I would not. No, I wouldn't. Do I like watching him and listening to him talk about history and historical things that have happened? Sure.
Mm-hmm. And he's good at that.
Yeah.
Like, that's his lane. So start like a Black History podcast.
Yeah.
And monetize that.
And shut the fuck up.
But you're not going to do
life.
that because you're not a serious person. You don't want to work. You just want to collect money.
Donations.
Yeah.
You don't want to work. It's hilarious.
And you don't have to file taxes on donations. That's why they're donations and not investments. You got to read in between the lines.
Listen.
We got him.
The problem for me is that you got so many of these guys that, like Tyreak was saying, that's following him. That's actually trying to make sense of life, listening to somebody that to me is a hypocrite.
Niggas need fathers. That's the problem.
That's exactly what it is.
Niggas gotta, like, your father gotta start instilling some shit into you. Y'all gotta stop looking to random people on the internet to teach you how to do certain things. I'm so sorry. Like, find a mentor. Go get somebody else.
Life coach.
Like, somebody. Like, y'all just be listening to anybody say anything and just try to mimic and create yourself into their likeness and image when you can literally just go pick up some books and start figuring out certain things about life yourself. I just want people to stand up on their own 2 feet. I don't think I'm asking for too much.
There's whole communities of people who just scour the internet looking for leaders.
Yo, say that.
That's what they do.
Say that. And they prop people up just because of following and likes and shit like that.
It's disgusting.
Right?
That's
Drake
true.
stands
Yeah.
everywhere like yesterday.
Stop.
Like young Pharaoh taught me how to astral project. What does that mean? What is astral projection and how is that helping you solve any problems in your life? You complaining about your baby mother not letting you see your kids. Well, why can't you just astral project to the kids? Because that makes too much sense, right? So, no. They have real problems that they ignore, and they find these idiots on the internet who give them something else to believe in, a good distraction. Like, no, I'm learning telepathy, and I'm learning how to fly and how to talk to the ancestors, and that's why I can't be bothered with raising these kids over here. I got bigger fish to fry.
Niggas said they think they Black Panther.
No,
And it's pyramids in the Grand Canyon, and not like get out of my face with that.
Honestly and truly, I feel like every day I'm fighting a battle against this entity called the internet, and I am fucking losing. Like, I can't.
Can I give y'all some more stuff from the internet?
Give me some more stuff about this stupid ass place with these stupid ass people.
I was listening. So there's two places I'm gonna try to go with this. Right, being that we're here. One of them was a tweet that I saw. Said a lot of Black women hate the idea of settling for an average Black man. Somebody quote tweeted it and said, "I think Black women are the only demographic expected to settle for average."
Where do you get that from?
The internet. That's like one of those situations where like the internet is not real life. Like if you go outside in real life and talk to people in real life, there are average Black women dating average Black men and they're happy together.
Present.
Like in real life, people aren't arguing about who's going to pay the bills. I feel like it's just common sense. Like,
Wait, you
life
think your man
expensive.
is average?
I think we're both average.
I think your man is far above average.
I think that we are two average, hardworking American people. Like, there is nothing
I would never
grandiose.
call you or your man average.
Really, but and that's the thing that I have an issue with. Like, why do words
Because they mean
trigger
things.
people?
Because they mean things.
Average means
Your
what?
man is
What
not
does average
Your
mean?
man has a great job.
We all have great jobs.
Mentally secure.
Yes.
He's
That's just
physically
normal.
fit.
That's
His dick
normal.
is bigger than mine, apparently.
Yeah, we've already said
Oh
that,
my
and we're
God.
gonna stand on that
Please
hill.
stop.
I'll stand on his dick.
Please.
Like,
Hey.
stand on
Better
it.
Yo.
stand on it, sit on it,
Yeah.
ride on it.
Hello, spin on it,
Y'all engaged.
reverse.
But what I'm saying is he has a very good knowledge of who he is. He's not comparing himself to other men besides me.
And what I'm saying is that's,
He's a
but
great-
that's
What's the
normal.
dynamic here? I feel like I missed something.
He's
You
a
did.
great
It's-
father.
don't worry about
Okay.
it.
He's a great father. He is beyond average.
But why
What
is that
average?
not?
What's
Why is
what's
that not
word
the
average
base
to
level
you?
of just a
But that's
normal
not the average
person?
nigga.
But
That's
why?
not the average nigga. The average nigga's not like that. The average nigga's not like Drew. And you are beyond the average woman. You don't.
I
you
can't
don't
just be
compare
a
yourself.
regular ass
You don't-
person, just a normal, average person.
What is average?
Yo,
what is the word average? What are we?
Can
what
I
is
chime
it?
in really quick?
Go
I've noticed
ahead.
something just throughout my life. People who like are doing pretty well for themselves, they don't see themselves that way. They just see themselves as like normal, regular, everyday people. And those are people that I like. You can trust people like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that she's being humble.
I'm not
I don't think
being
she's trying
humble.
to be humble. Though. I
I'm
think
being
like
normal.
she's telling her truth.
What do we? So when we say average, what is average?
I think that for you, what I would consider below average, you're kind of considering average. Because I feel like a lot of people are like really just behind in life. And because so many people have that experience, it almost becomes normal. So you think that the average person is just a loser.
Right.
And like, no, that's not the case. You're just substandard. You need to.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're thinking everybody's on the same level. No, these motherfuckers is losers. There's a lot of losers out here.
No, there are a lot of losers out here, but I just think that when I think average, I just think like normal. I think that we don't live beyond our means. Like we have enough that we're comfortable. Like there is a level, like a level higher that we can get to, like I guess financially, but we're just comfortable, normal, regular people. We wake up every day, we go to work, we raise our kids, like we're just regular.
She's lying.
What about my life is abnormal or
You have
more than
floor-to-ceiling
average?
windows. You live in Jersey. I know how much.
I
you pay
have
for
floor-to-ceiling
rent. You're the
windows because I work hard
you're
enough.
The VP of your school. Your man's a civil service worker.
He's a fireman and he's also
these are
an
not
EMT.
average things.
Why is that not? So what is average then? Because
All right. So all right.
do you think that you're average? Well, of course not. You don't.
I don't consider myself average.
What do
but
you
I
consider
don't
yourself to be?
I'm not gonna scale myself, right? So I like somebody else to tell me where I'm at. I'm not gonna be like, yo, I'm above average. I'm a high class, high tier. What they call it, high value. I'm not doing.
Yeah,
all that.
no, but I think that
I'm not doing all that. I am
think
what I
that-
am. I'm happy where I'm at.
I think you're above average. Though.
I'm happy where I'm at. I'm blessed, and I try to bless other people, and that's just what it is. I don't really like to say average or not, but I'm not gonna sit here and let you cap. Is what I'm saying. I'm not gonna sit here and let you cap.
I'm just a regular person. I took the train here. Like I don't.
Because you can't drive.
No, it's not can't.
'Cause
It's
you
a won't.
cannot
It's a
drive.
downright refusal.
You cannot
I refuse.
drive.
That is an active choice that I'm making. I refuse to
I think
drive.
black women are the only demographic expected to settle for average.
I don't know why settling.
Is what
I
they
don't
say.
know why being average or just being normal is settling. I don't know why it's not. I don't need a nigga in a fucking Rolls Royce. I don't need somebody that has $1 million house. I don't need somebody like I'm okay with being okay. And I think that a lot of people on the internet make it seem like being normal is a problem because they have fixated themselves to be in the likeness of an image that just does not. It's not real.
Yeah.
This shit is not real. You're not going to find 6-figure niggas that's 6'5" and up that don't have no kids, that got their own car, their own. Like, you're asking for a very small demographic of people when you're regular. You work a regular job. So why can't you be with a regular nigga? Whether you work at home, whether you travel for work, it's still a regular fucking job in this regular ass piece of shit ass country. There's nothing wrong with just being fucking normal. Can you pay your bills? Are you okay? Can your babies read? You're just fucking average. Like
Tyreak.
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, I think like people who live their lives in real life don't have these problems. I think people who just live and die on the internet, they're the ones who. Yeah. And to be honest, I think that losers attract other losers. So y'all you're dating at your own level. You're not really, you know. I don't want to disrespect nobody.
No, please. You don't call people crack babies and all types of other shit.
Yeah, well, listen, if you break down boxes behind the Best Buy, I don't know why you expect to be dating some, like a Bernice Burgos or something.
Yo,
No, you need to go date the cashier in the front of the store. That's who your person is. And then y'all can, like, really love each other, build together, and there's nothing wrong with that.
like I don't see. I think that a lot of people, when you're talking about different races, I think that they're more okay with being average. And we have like this thought about us that we have to be above. Like, you got to work twice as hard to get half as far. Like all of these trauma responses. Like, it's okay. I work in education. I'm fine with that. My man is a fireman. We're fine. We are two normal ass black people. That's it. My windows are bigger than yours. So what? The fuck? I wanted big windows. I like natural light.
Wants big windows.
Some people
Can't
don't
afford them though.
But some people don't like it.
Black women though is what was said in this thing. I think black women are the only ones who settle, and I'm like,
I don't like when people do that. Like,
Me
make something
either.
a black issue.
I don't like when people make it seem like like it's like the other women aren't settling for the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's average white men, average Spanish men. Like, you know, it's like, why is it that black women are just getting this mythical crop of badness? Like,
But why is it that black women cannot be happy with regular? What is it? Like, I don't understand.
And if you really want to look at real life, I think that black women make a lot of concessions when it comes to like the men that they date. I think that a lot of black women have no problem dating like just a bum ass, nobody ass, like a man who can't read, who got to pay his bills
I'ma
for
teach
him.
him.
A lot of women will
Teach him
date
how to
that
read.
man, and I don't encourage it, but you
as long
know,
as he treats her right,
he won't even
hard.
treat her right. She'll just do it just to do it. So no, I don't think that tweet really holds much merit. I think that women are very, very gracious when it comes to like the men that they choose for the most part.
I love this. We are doing really good. We are an hour into the episode.
Yeah, and to
Right.
be fair, I usually try to stay out of straight people's business because that's not my ministry, and I don't want y'all in my business. So you know,
Oh, we be in y'all business.
I'm just trying to be a part of the conversation.
We're about to be in y'all business soon. So hold that thought.
Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know what the fuck is about to
I had
happen.
another.
don't
I
have
had another
time.
direction I wanted to go with what you said.
Okay.
When you were saying that these black boys need their fathers in their life, right?
Black kids.
We were having a
needs their
debate.
father.
We were having a debate in one of my chats today, right? And somebody said, I don't care what kind of school my child goes to as long as they learn. And they live in, I think their child was going to school in a predominantly white area.
Oh, you lost me.
And the person, one of the people in the chat was like, well, your black child would learn better from black teachers than they will from white teachers. And there was this whole debate. Why do you say, absolutely? What can a black teacher teach a child that a white, they said black teachers teach black kids better than white teachers.
They do.
They do.
I think that because there's a cultural aspect that comes into play. And when you have teachers or a myriad of teachers that are outside of your culture, outside of your race, and that don't really understand where you're coming from, one or two things happen. They either over-criminalize you or they undervalue you. And me being in education for all the years that I've been in, one of the major issues that I've had with working with teachers from different races was one of the two things. Whereas they're too hard on them sometimes and not giving them the benefit of the doubt and taking things that they say and frustration and not understanding the culture, how we speak, how we move when we're upset, and using that to criminalize them. Like, oh, I can't teach this person. Oh, they have such a terrible attitude. Oh, he said, suck my dick. He's trying to sexually harass me. Like, no, he said, get the fuck out of his face, and white people talk. He said, suck my dick, bitch. That means get out my face. It doesn't mean I want you to touch me. Like, you don't understand these colloquialisms that we have. But then on the flip side of that, they pacify black children too. So whereas they're like, oh, I have to overhelp. I have to over scaffold. Oh, they don't really understand what I'm saying. So now I have to sit with you and hold you. There ain't nothing wrong with these kids. They got it. Let them struggle. It's productive struggle. Let them get through it themselves. You can ask them questions to help lead them to the answer, but don't pacify their intelligence by just giving up because they gave up and be like, all right, the answer is D because nobody wants to participate. So like, when you have those two different things that are like combating each other, and then you have like unconscious bias that comes into play too. For example, I had a set of co-teachers that were white, and this was around the time that the pandemic happened, and I remember one of the teachers was like, oh my God, you know what would be really dope is if we drove past the kids' houses with signs up or whatever, and like honking our cars so they can come out and they can say hello. And I was like, you know, most of your students live in apartments, right? How the fuck you gonna drive past 3J? Like, what are you talking about? And like, it literally was like a light bulb moment in her mind. She didn't even put two and two together, like, oh shit, these kids they don't all live in houses. They don't all have lawns. And that's that unconscious bias, right? And then you have your own biases where you feel like if a parent doesn't respond in a way that you want them to respond, that they're either neglecting their kids or they're abusing their kids. Like, it's so many different intricacies, but you don't understand the culture, so you take everything as a slight. And that's not a productive space for children to grow up in. I feel like children in their most formative years, they need to be around people that look like them. They need to see and be able to celebrate success and people that look like them and can relate to them. If not, then they can come up with biases about themselves. Then they start having God complexes with the white man because they only ever seen white men and white women in their life in certain positions. It's a very slippery slope. And then you have the racism that comes into play. And if you go to a predominantly white school and you're the only black person there, you have the texturism, the colorism, the tokenism, all of this shit. Like, you putting your kids through a lot of emotional and mental stress that you probably can't even fathom because that was not your lived experience. I would never do that to mine.
You get along really well with my mother. So my mom is a teacher. She's been a teacher my whole life. So, you know, we took education very seriously in my household, and she would never send me to like an all white school. Like, I know, like on Twitter, every now and again, like it'll be a post saying, how old were you when you had your first black teacher? I'm like, I've always had black teachers.
Had them. Yeah.
I don't know what that is to not have a black teacher.
Yep.
I've always just had like very affirming educations. You know, like every Black History Month, it would always be like a whole big thing. And just a lot. Like, I specifically remember it was like 6th grade, my history teacher, Miss Harney, we were talking about the Great Migration. And she was like just talking about how like her family's from the South, and like they would always take the Amtrak down south for the summer, and like how like everybody would like have like boxes of fried chicken to eat on the train going down there. I'm like, oh, that's like the same thing, the same with me, because my family's from South Carolina. So I'm like, okay, but like that affirmation and just being seen and like, okay, that familiar experience, like that's important. Yeah. Like, I can't imagine just not having that growing up, because it really does kind of reinforce your identity and how you show up in the world. You know, I went to an HBCU. Like, yeah, we was real black in my house.
Come on, black is back.
I'm sitting here listening to this, and I realize Josh be full of shit sometimes.
Okay.
What you did this time?
I just show up to work and then leave.
Well, there's two things. One thing, suck my dick, bitch, is a what? You letting somebody say that to you at school?
You don't.
They don't understand.
First of all, no. That's not. First of all, I'm not pacifying.
I don't even know what colloquialism means.
I'm not pacifying bad behavior, but I have heard of instances where children say things out of anger, and the white women take it as a sexual assault, and that's not what it means.
All right,
and we all know that that's not what it means.
But we also know, and I'm still agreeing with you a lot with what you said, that
I've never had a kid say it to me.
The Jewish or the whatever Irish white teacher in the class gets that kind of treatment, then you walk in as the VP, like, excuse me, what was said?
Yeah, but
there's a whole different aura in that classroom.
But
like,
that's what Dodge is saying.
That's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing.
That's the whole point. Yeah, exactly.
Right? They're not going to talk to her like that.
They would never say that to Dodge. They would never say that.
They would never say that.
For them to.
What?
My mom has told those stories too. Like,
I'll be waiting for them to.
The kids are not dumb. Like, they know who they can and can't try. They know who they can and can't try. And they will do stuff with them white teachers that they would never try with a black teacher.
Exactly.
I watched a kid slap the shit out of a white teacher, and that man was one of the biggest men I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, so what you gonna do? Nothing.
But there's also impact.
Okay.
Impact. Does that matter?
Could've been me.
Does that matter when you're what's it called, pre-K to 12 or whatever whatever, the impact of this teacher on this person's life? Because the argument was made that it's not the teacher's responsibility to teach social and life skills. It's
Then
to teach.
if you think that, then you need to stay the far as fuck away from education as possible. As a teacher, you are a teacher, you are a parent, you are a confidant, you are a therapist, you are a nurse, you are everything to that child in that space. And if you think that your job is just to teach the content that you were hired to teach and don't understand the formative and the impact that you have to be able to make in these young people's lives, please get the fuck on. Get out the profession, because you don't understand what it is and what it takes, and it's a lot.
If you don't see school as like a social setting, then you shouldn't be a teacher.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It is a social experiment. It is a social setting. It is where you can literally make or break somebody, whereas holding them by certain expectations and standards of excellence and seeing how that sets them up for success in life. And if you don't see it like that, you couldn't be a teacher on my team.
Can we as adults impact the choice? So we was talking about how men and young boys really need to go through a lot of shit to actually find manhood nowadays, especially because the fathers is not in the house as much with certain generation. And somebody was like, well, how do we get them to understand it so that they don't have to make all of these mistakes and wind up at 30 or 31 and finally getting this light bulb and it's like, yo, hold on, let me be a human being. Is there anything that we could do to help that younger generation?
I've been told y'all what to do. Y'all niggas need to get in these motherfucking schools. That's what y'all need to do.
Yo, you being in the school didn't change me. Just because I was respectful around you doesn't mean I didn't listen more to...
It's because I'm a woman. That's why I'm saying you men.
What Dodge is saying is basically, and kind of to like what I'm doing right now. Like,
yes.
Me even being in Banneker, Dodge, you know how Banneker is. Just like she said, every person that worked there, damn the teachers, every person that worked in that building is more than what they signed up for. Yep. Even me. I'm at maybe the lowest level. And it's more than just, you know what I'm saying? If you care. If you don't give a fuck, then you just don't give a fuck. But soon as you walk in that building, bro, it's stuff that you can't even wrap your... I told you earlier about some, you know what I'm saying, some of the stuff that be going on. And it's like, you call their house, you talk to their parents. Sometimes the parents going to tell you, yo, listen, it's nothing that we could do.
Yeah.
Figure it out type shit.
Yep.
We tried everything. And whatever you name, we did already. 2 times.
And guess what? This is what I'm telling y'all.
Yeah.
The outside influence, the social influence, the impact of their friend groups, Facebooks, Instagram, Snapchats, the walking down the block, them niggas on the corner, women, girls calling me an incel or whatever ever. These things impact me way more than what Miss Bell said in homeroom.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's not true. Because if you have to understand the impact, right? Think about you and Trom, right? You met him in school, correct?
13, 14 years old, yes.
And y'all are still friends to this day?
Somewhat.
At least it wasn't me.
Shout out to Trom,
shout out to that man. What I'm saying is, there is an impact that is made in your foundational years, and it helps mold you to be the person that you are. If there were more black men present in schools, it would be easier for you to wrangle up these young men and have them under your wing from younger, and they can see more positive images of black men that are literally the opposite of the niggas on the corner and the opposite of niggas that do this and that do that. I think that for me, the black men and women, like, Banneker is such a special school. Banneker is such a special school because we almost felt like we were in college, and we come home to Banneker like we go back as like 10, 15, 20 years graduated. We all go back and we still uplift the kids that are there because it was that integral to who we are. They pushed us to go to HBCUs. They pushed us to do shit like 9 to 9s when you went in school at 9 a.m. and you left at 9 p.m. to have extra study time. But that shit was lit. We wanted to go there. Like my English teacher was the first person that wanted to adopt me when my mother passed away. My family was livid, and she was dead ass. This is like my mom to this day, mom number 2. I call her mom. Her kids are my brothers and sisters. Her husband is my father. Like, you understand what I'm saying? And I met her when I was 14. I can call her right now. And I will always have that. I've been to lunches and brunches with my old high school teachers. They still speak to us. They still mentor us. They still pour into us. It's not just about what they taught me. I can't remember 2 lessons this lady ever taught me when I sat in her class. But I know that at 35 years old, if I call her right now, she would be there. If I said, Ma, I need you, she'll be on a plane. That's community.
I was going to say that. Sounds like a community. But I feel like you can impact black boys even outside of school. Like, start up a sports league. I don't know. If you're good at art, start teaching art
Do
classes.
you think black men are just not as impactful in the community as they need to be?
I would say that 1,000 times true. Y'all niggas
I don't want
just
to
what is
make
the
a
difference?
statement like that.
I will.
Yeah, I want to. I'm asking Tyreak. Not saying I wasn't asking you.
No, I understand
Black
what you're
men
saying.
not
I
as
would say
impactful
that.
in the community. I think that black men are impactful in the community. I think that black men deal with like a lot of social stigmas. And I think that there are powers that promote a very specific type of black man, like the drug dealer, the criminal. I don't think that black boys are encouraged to do well academically. I don't think that black boys are encouraged to pursue professional careers. And I don't think that black boys are exposed to like that type of life. So they just don't go after it. A lot of people see their ticket to success as being an athlete or a rapper, and that's it.
Yep.
Because we don't. Do you think we don't look at people that do other shit as winners, or like why not?
They don't
bus
get
drivers, or
highlighted.
You see other things. I remember seeing garbage men when I was a kid and was like, look at this loser.
But they don't get highlighted. That's the thing. They don't get the acclaim or the admiration as the other part. That's why. That's what it is.
But how do you give them acclaim? Like, how do you give a garbage man acclaim?
Well,
It's like,
First of all, y'all gotta start letting niggas know what y'all salary is.
Yeah, I think-
more
I think-
people would
I
want to
think-
be a garbage man.
Yeah, because I think just perfect example. That's always been like a joke. Like, oh, you're the garbage man.
Yeah.
It's like a ha 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 thing.
Yeah.
But in real life, like Tyreak said, if you go outside, in real life, if you look at the list of careers, garbage man is pretty up there.
Respected,
It's pretty up there. So it's like, it's just the, you know what I'm saying? It's the difference of perception versus what it really is in real life.
I think it also it attributes to, again, having present fathers, because knowing that your father is a hardworking man and knowing that your father is able to take care of you and take care of your family based on what they do, I think that that's also important. I've always valued people in service. Like, my dad retired from the MTA. Like, I've always thought about that. Like, yo, like, he made a life in this country working in MTA, and not as a train conductor. Like, he hung up signs and shit, like was like welding or whatever. Like, I think that there's a respect that comes with that. I've always respected people in the services, even though they fighting for this shit ass country, but there has always been a generation of somebody in my family that was in the army and the navy or something. So I have a certain amount of respect because these are the things that I see. These are the men that I looked up to growing up, and this is what they did to take care of me and take care of their families. So if you don't have that presence in your household, and the only thing you do see is the rappers and the ball players and ... So like, where do you get your positive male mentors from outside of sports and music?
You just sparked something in my head. I like learn something about myself. I just realized the reason why I have the outlook that I have on life is because of how I was raised. Like, I never looked at celebrities as like role models. I looked at the people in my family. Like, my dad, he lives in North Carolina, but like, he has his own landscaping business. He gets up every day and like goes and cuts down trees and shit. That's how he makes his living. My mom's a teacher. My grandparents are retired. Like, I was just raised around people who get up and do what they have to do legally to, make shit happen. So that was just the example that I had. I never really thought of it like that.
Did you grow up around men?
Yeah. My uncles, my grandfather, my dad, I would see him all the time. I would go back and forth between here and North Carolina. So yeah, I had
And
like
they all worked.
Yeah.
So you think that's what shaped your idea? Like, I'm not gonna go to other women.
Listening to what she just said, I think so. Because like, I always thought it was weird when people would say like, oh, like I've heard people say I started doing perks because like a rapper was rapping about it, and I thought that was like just the dumbest thing I'd ever heard. But if that's really the only examples that you have, I can see how you could
I
end
grew
up
up
like
around
that.
number of women, so I didn't really see men doing anything except for hustling. I remember my uncle used to. He still hustles on
Don't say
Euclid and Picking, but he sells like the stuff on the corner, right?
Yeah.
You know that.
I know that.
Why
Shut
y'all
up.
laughing
Bro.
at your uncle is crazy.
Why are you laughing? That's what he does. What we laughing for? That's what he does. He makes a good pretty penny. He makes sure that he holds his corner down. But guess what I started doing?
Selling drugs.
Holding the corner down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I saw.
People do what they
And
see.
your son sees something different. They see what you do. You
and they wanted
understand?
to start potty.
They want to start. Same thing with Parker when she's like, I want to do a YouTube with mommy and me because she was on my chest.
Yo, what's up with you and
at
these
this
teeth,
shit.
bro?
What do you mean?
You're slurring.
Well, I can't help but slurring. You sound like a hater.
No, I'm not, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I sound like one, but it doesn't mean I'm hating. I've just noticed that you're talking and I hear you lisping, and I'm like, "What is?" And I'm realizing it's because you have gold
Yeah.
teeth.
Well, apparently it goes from out of fit today, so you have to deal with it. I'm so very sorry. Anywho, back to what I was saying. I came from a family that was a little conservative in the way that they never made illegal things seem cool. Like, I had an uncle that hustled too, but he was always on the outskirts of the family. It was like, oh, this motherfucker in jail again. Oh, this nigga still doing stupid shit. Like, it was never like, oh my God, so celebrated. Like, oh, give us money. It was like, he would give you money. They'd be like, yeah, nah, baby, don't take that from him. Let him, you can have it, honey. Like, it was one of those. So when you have these type of examples, when you're growing up, you don't look at things the same. I always loved music, but I never said like, oh, looking up to this person.
Yeah.
Like I looked up to my mom, my aunt. I have a whole family of women that were strong, hardworking women that were super opinionated. Like I just used to listen to them argue, discuss, debate in the household. And then I grew up to be the person that I am. So here we are. That's why boys need more positive people around them. Because who do they see?
I got to say this one thing, and I forgot to say it. A couple months back, speaking of family, we had Nicole Jr., my cousin,
Yes.
come on this podcast. She spoke about the fact that she was married to a woman. They went through, I believe, IVF. Is that what it's called? When you get pregnant, you know, so they artificial insemination.
In vitro,
right?
I think.
Right?
Yeah.
And during the pregnancy, they separated.
Oh.
Once they separated, for whatever reason, her wife decided that she did not want her to be a parent, and so she's never seen.
She kidnapped the baby. That's
she
what
took the
she did.
child. She paid for this, you know, the IVF stuff. She was there doing the injections. She's on the birth certificate. She did all types of contracts, all the stuff before this process to get there. And then once they separated for whatever reason, she was like, no, you are not the parent. And she had felt abandoned. She was like, yo, that's my child. I prayed for this child. I need to see this child. I want to parent this child. I want, you know. And the women fought. So they went to court back and forth for years now. The child is now 3 years old. And as of yesterday, she went to the Supreme Court. After winning in whatever family court and that going up to the next court, to the next court, to now Supreme Court. The state of Pennsylvania has ruled that she is indeed the parent of this child, and they are going to be doing custody and stuff like that. This is the first time in PA that this has happened. This is now case. It's a case law, right?
Unprecedented case.
Right. This is setting a precedent going forward. So shout out to my cousin Nicole for
I'm so
winning
happy
that
for
case. And I'm like, man,
That's huge.
it's not only huge, but I'm really scared for her.
Why?
Because dealing with bitter baby mamas is a thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, the fact that she would even try to do something like that, though, and then kept
I'm
it up for
scared
3
for
years.
her, but I'm praying for her. So I don't want to put that shit out to the universe. But she's going through all of these. This woman is fighting for you not to be in her child's life. I'm hoping that civility takes. I'm hoping. Is that the word? Is that a
Being
word?
civil,
No, it is.
yes, it is. You're right.
Civility? Did
Yes,
I say it right?
Yes.
I'm hoping that, because, being in a harmonious co-parenting situation is the best, bro. Like, we're working together. And it's funny, me and my son's mother actually had a conversation recently. And we was just like, let's just, whatever it takes to raise the kids. Whatever it takes. And she said it. She's like, I don't want to fight no more.
That's lovely.
I know they love you. I know you love them. Whatever it takes. I don't want to beat against brick walls. I don't want you beating against brick walls. We communicate. Let's just do whatever they need. And I was like, yo. Of course, they turned 18 in 3 months.
Right.
But it's like, that's what I've been saying for a long time. So I'm hoping, I'm praying for that for my cousin. And for their son, and for peace of mind for her ex-wife. Like, come on, you got somebody that wants to help. Let's just fuck all that shit. But I'm not sure if that happens just because the court says so.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is what I'm scared of.
That shit is tough, but I am happy for her, and I hope she gets to see her baby real soon.
Yes. We are an hour and 15 minutes in. How much time do I have of yours?
I don't got shit to
You
do.
chilling?
It's a Friday night. I don't care.
Where am I going with this
Why you
conversation
didn't ask me?
today? Because I care. Can you tell?
This guy is crazy.
This guy, Professor Odie, is the guy that I want to have on the show.
Professor Odious?
Do I want to talk about this now, or do I want to talk about Jonathan Majors?
Please talk about whoever the fuck this is. I don't want to talk about that nigga.
Well,
I don't want to. I'm not interested.
You want me to provide safety for you, but you cannot reciprocate it for me.
Never mind.
I
Jonathan
deserve to
Majors.
feel safe too. A number of black men internally, their internal world is not safe. And yet you want me to provide you with safety that I don't even know for myself. When I say to you that you've harmed me, you give me this rigmarole, that's not safe. When I tell you I'm tired, you get so wrapped up in your responses that you don't even give me the space to be fucking tired. That's not safe. I say to you that I don't feel connected to you. I say to you that you are not meeting my emotional needs. I say to you that I do not feel the way that you talk to me is uplifting, and you continue to do it. That's not safe.
why is she making all the faces?
But yet you want me to continue to go out in this world and come back and do all of this stuff. You don't want me. Your idea of me.
So
And
fucking
if I don't fit that
irritating.
idea, you begin rejecting me. That's not safe.
You're not safe. You're not safe. Why are you making all those faces?
Break up with her.
I was gonna say
like,
that. Just
God
break up with her.
damn. Like, I don't want to hear this sad ass, sob ass story with this sad ass music and all of this inflection. And I'm speaking in my poetry. Break up with her. She don't provide you a safe space, clarity, peace of mind. You're begging her to be the person that you need for. Are y'all niggas okay?
No, we're trying to tell you we're not okay.
Yeah.
And guess what?
And I don't like every time we're not okay, Dodge does the same shit. You always get mad
least
at
I'm
us for
consistent.
not being okay.
At least
This is
I'm
exactly what the clip is
consistent.
about.
This is what I'm talking about.
At least
exactly
I'm
what the clip is about.
consistent. The fuck?
Oh my God.
Why would you want to be with somebody that make you that miserable?
I didn't know she made me that miserable till I got here.
Well, guess what? Now that you're miserable, what should you do?
Talk about it.
Oh, okay.
This
It's
is
just
what-
not changing.
Okay, like, yeah, try to have the conversation, but if your partner is not being receptive, you just got to get up out of there.
Like, cut ties. That's the problem with y'all. Y'all be fucking miserable with bitches forever. And like, oh, well, we're going to work it out. I'm going to stay with her forever. And then 10 years done passed. You done fucking had 3 side babies and 16 side chicks. Just leave people alone. Cut your losses.
It's us. This is what you're saying.
No,
this man
I'm
is
not.
expressing
No,
himself,
no.
And you're now it's your fault. You're doing all this shit. Now he
No.
got 16 side babies, 40,
wasn't
30,
talking about him.
43 side chicks. She's
I'm
just
not talking about
demonized. She
him.
just made this nigga the worst nigga in the world.
No.
Just because he said, I want a safe space.
No. This
She done
person-
painted this picture of this demon ass nigga. Just
I
because
did
he said, I
not.
want a safe space for my bitch.
No, that's not what I'm saying to you. No, that's not what I'm saying. But
That's
if you want to
literally
take
what
it
you
there,
just
no,
said.
I said that's
exactly what
not
you're
not my intent.
Okay.
But whatever. If you
That's
want to take
peace.
it there, we can always take it there. I'm always with whatever. But at the end of the day, I just don't understand why you would suffer with somebody that is that horrible to you and for you. So we already understand who the villain is. So are you going to continue to be villainized, or are you going to get the fuck out of that situation? Or we have to sit here and like try to help you through. That's not your person.
Yeah.
You agree with that, Tyreak?
Yeah. I'm not going to be uncomfortable.
How many times are you having uncomfortable conversations with your person?
Well, I'm single, so never. But I'm 33 years old. So like, if I tell you that I feel this way, and I don't feel like you're receptive or like just open to maybe try to adjust some shit, then we can just leave each other where we at. Yeah.
I was talking to my homegirl. I saw some tweets online about friendships. Brianni.
Oh.
You remember Brianni?
Mm-hmm.
And she had made these tweets. Let me see if I can find them real quick. She says, and I just want to know if y'all giving the same energy to your friendships that you're talking about right now. She says, I know y'all affirm are not reconciling with friends or people in general, but I'm here to say if you feel as though your friendship was real, then it's worth repairing it. I have mended a very important friendship. It is different, but better. I'm happy it happened. This does not mean you let people treat you any old way. Mm-hmm. It means that people who have consistently done right should be allowed some grace when they do wrong. I used to be one of those it's black or white kind of person with no room for a gray area, but I'm allowing for more flexibility in the way I view people. A lot of times people are going through things that they cannot articulate, or that they don't recognize is impacting them negatively. And instead of digging deeper when we see loved ones change, we take it personally. As I get older, one thing I'm realizing that we, people, do not allow for nuance, change, or growth in our interpersonal relationships. Someone can show up for you 99 times, but we happen to define them by the one time they don't. We also have to realize anyone we actually love or care about has a propensity to disappoint us. And more than likely they will at least once. Most times it's unintentional. All people are not just all good or all bad. Good people do bad things and bad people do good things.
Absolutely. So what's the question?
Are you running with this?
Yeah, why not?
Because you're asking me not to give that same grace to my partner.
I value friendships a little bit more than relationships.
Girl, you a goddamn lie.
Okay.
You a the amount of times all I care about is my man. Get the fuck now. Oh no, I care about my relationships a little bit more than my partner. Please
do not equate him, the same person that you just said that was not average. Please don't equate him with other people.
Because that's your man.
No, that's not true.
You put him on a pedestal.
I didn't, nigga, you put him on a pedestal. I said the nigga was average and you said I was wrong. He just a regular ass nigga. But when I'm talking about me valuing my friendships more than my relationships, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about in past. I have allowed my friends a lot more grace than I have allowed niggas in my life. Some, I've allowed them too much grace. Some, maybe not enough, but I know that I have had tougher instances and things that have gone on in my relationships with my women friends that I consider to be family, that we've been friends for a long time. I've given them way more grace than I've given ex-boyfriends and ex-people that I've dated in the past.
Sorry, do
I what?
Are you a forgiver of friendships? Do you give? Because we've had the conversation, and she said that men like to keep relationships around a lot longer, relationships that don't serve them around a lot longer than women do. She said, like, you got with so many times to cross me, and that would be it. You're out of there. Whereas men would be like, oh, that's my boy. We talked about it. Whatever. I know that nigga since third grade. Like, oh, which type of person are you?
I don't think I'm the right person to ask because I've never really had a falling out with any of my friends. I have 6 people that I consider like my best friends, and all 6 of them we've been friends since like at least 15 years plus. Some of them 20 years plus. So like we never really had them type of issues, like ever.
Exactly.
Have there ever been? Well, that's a blessing. Obviously,
that's what most male relationships is like.
Okay, he's a man. He just said men relationships. Like, I don't understand.
He said his personal relationships as they define him, and I made it a broader spectrum of saying that's what most real male friendships is like.
Okay.
And you... Okay.
You're making the same point. Like, he's a man. He has the same outlook on these friendships. You're not seeing it from my perspective because I'm a woman. And I'm just saying, like, as a woman, there are certain things that friends have done and said to me in the past, because y'all said on this show all the time, like, oh, women are catty and they say things and they do things that are probably a little bit different that maybe men don't do to each other. So I'm not going to just continue to be your friend after you've done something to spite me. I'm not going to. I don't give a fuck how long we've been friends. Like, losing 2 of really close friends that we were 10, 15, 20 years in, that was a harder breakup than relationships that I've been in. But I understood that they had to fucking go. Do I think about them? Sure. Do I wish them the best? Of course. Would I ever be their friend again? There's no chance in hell. I don't even know if I would speak if I saw them in the street.
Tyreak.
Yeah, I take my friendships like very seriously.
Mm-hmm.
My friends are really like siblings to me. So I legitimately cannot imagine them like crossing me or anything in like that type of way. And if it did happen, I don't know if I would be able to bounce back from that.
Yeah.
I just feel like, I've had real relationships. I'm quicker to communicate about it than just cut them off. And one of these relationships that you're talking about, I believe I know which one of them. And I'm like, you don't want to have a conversation? She's like, nothing to talk about.
There's nothing to talk about.
Y'all was arguing, or there was something that happened.
There's nothing to talk about.
Where something was very harsh that was said, extremely harsh that was said, and it's like, okay, but y'all are arguing right now, and she's like, no, that's how you feel. There's nothing to talk about.
And
I'm like,
sometimes shit happens and there's nothing to talk about. I've had that same situation.
Nothing to talk about.
I've had a best friend in high school. He lived with me in high school. Like, he had family problems at home. I had him come live with me. I felt like the situation would be better. He lived with me all throughout high school. This was my boy. When we got out of college or whatever, basically there was a death in my family, and he basically just didn't show up. He just never showed up, right? So I stopped talking to him. We didn't talk about it. We didn't have a conversation on it. He didn't appear. He didn't call anybody from my family. He didn't call my mom. He didn't call my brother. He didn't call anybody. And I didn't speak to him again because literally a week before the person passed away, they asked for him. So that was something that always rung in my mind. So at that point, when he never showed up again, I didn't speak to him. I didn't speak to him until last year. This was in 2016.
Would you ever be their friend again? Deep breath is enough for me.
I would, right? But it would be, obviously it would be different. It wouldn't be the same exact friendship, right? So I understand like not being able to come back from certain things, but I also understand, like I said, when you're actually really friends with somebody, it hurt me more to not be friends with him than to just be cool at a distance, right?
Yeah. So honestly, it's a hurt that I'm gonna live with forever, but I would never speak to that person again. I don't give a fuck.
This is exactly what she's talking about in that thing. A person can do you right 99% of your life.
But see, that's the thing.
To a point where y'all have a fallout, or for whatever reason, and y'all don't love past this moment.
No.
Why?
I'm never gonna love past that moment because it was not 99 and 1. It was like 40-60.
No.
Like
all right, that's different.
I have turned because
what kind of friend is that?
All right, honestly, I'm dragging it. Maybe it probably wasn't 40-60, but for me, I felt like when I looked at the 15 years of this friendship that we had at that point, more than 15 years, the times that we had fallen outs, they were always really bad. And
y'all both Cancers, right?
No.
Well, one of y'all
She's a Gemini. I'm a Cancer.
Okay, then.
But they were really bad. And the things, how much energy it took for us to continue to try to get back after something bad happened, whether it was from my standpoint or her standpoint, because everybody has their own sides. I was not always the best friend, and neither was she. We grew together. Like we went through things together. But in your 30s, for you to say something to the point of what she said to me in my 30s, that's it. And I will say, and I will die on this hill, like, we are black people from the town. You know that there are certain things that you cannot say to somebody and you get to come back. You cannot talk shit about my mother, especially because she dead. But you can't talk shit about my mother. You can't talk shit about my family. You cannot put your hands on me. You cannot fuck with my money. Like, there's certain things that you just can't do. It's very hard to come back from. And what she did to me was such a high level of a thing that I will never speak to her again. And it just is what it is. It breaks my heart. I love this girl with all my heart and soul, but I will never speak to her again. If she died tomorrow, I would not go to the funeral. When I say, like, when we gonna stand on this forever, there is not an apology that you can give me. It is what it is. And I'm going to stand on it. I don't give a fuck. I'm not forgiving. I'm not that forgiving of a person to forgive certain shit.
You tight.
I'm not tight. I'm actually really good. But
You super tight.
I'm just honest about what my real feelings are. And my real feelings are what they are. And there is no going back. There ain't an apology in the world.
That's
I
fair,
have
though.
a personal theory. I feel like the more respect you have for yourself, the less you put up with from other people. Like, it's certain laws, it's certain lines you just can't cross.
Yep.
And I feel like with me and my friends, like, our families know each other.
Yeah.
Like, it's to the point where, like, when Thanksgiving comes around, my mom knows to put a plate to the side for this person.
Yeah.
He likes my sweet potato pie, so I'm gonna make an extra slice for you, and like shit like that. So you're not just gonna talk about my family a certain way, and I would never think to do that to you either, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is too. Also, me and my friends are, like, all very direct. It's like, if something were to, like, kind of get out of line, we would, like, address it right there in the moment. Like, hey, what's this about? You know?
Exactly.
I'm going to tell you the story later and tell me
Are they all
what you think.
men?
Half and half.
Half and half.
Yeah.
I just think that men give each other more grace when it comes to this type of shit. And y'all say we have no stand. You say we have no real standards when it comes to friendships.
I think that I don't know what grace look like, because there's just certain things you can't come back from. I don't give a fuck. We could have fucking shared space, grew up together, spent the holidays together, because this is that type of friend. Like, we're neighbors, our families know each other.
Yeah.
Like, if I see her mother right now, I'm gonna speak. If I see her family, I will speak to her family, but I will not speak to her. I don't give a fuck.
I think age plays a part also, because, like, at 30 plus, it's just certain shit I'm not putting up with.
Yeah,
we all know better.
You knew better.
Yeah.
And you tried it. And I think that I would be a fool to forgive something like that. And I think that that's what it is. It's partially ego, and it's partially, like, you played.
Yeah.
And it's a respect thing too. I feel like when certain shit happens, it's like, damn, you didn't even respect me enough to, you know what I'm saying?
What it is.
To not let this happen. It's like, I'm more disappointed in that than actually what it was.
You know, I've had this conversation about friends not being there for you when somebody passes. And I've seen it really hurt relationships, right? I remember when my grandma died, I didn't hear from you.
Me?
We got him.
You a black ass lie.
You didn't even know my grandma died until you got here for the podcast.
So how the fuck was I supposed to know if you didn't tell me?
All right. Well, I mean, I didn't hear from you.
Wait, that's not the same thing.
This guy is crazy. I'm not gonna let him gaslight me.
I wasn't. Listen, I'm just telling you.
But you can't.
I'm literally getting everybody telling me, "Yo, sorry."
But how did they know?
You did not say nothing.
How did they know?
Because I posted about it. Because there was a lot going on. There was a lot
posted
going
about
on
it?
around me. I did, and you actually commented on something after the post.
This is some petty ass shit.
You actually commented on
What I
something
said?
after the post. No, you laughed at something else. Mouse avoided the shit completely. Mouse
Jones?
Yeah.
Oh,
He
I knew him.
literally was laughed at something I said, like that I'm going through because of the death. So it's like a part of this, and he joked on that part, but avoided saying anything.
What does this have to do with me?
No, you did the same thing. You laughed after the post.
All right.
We got him.
I'm going to hold it.
That's peace.
Did you legitimately not know that it happened?
I dead ass did not fucking know. And he know I didn't know.
I didn't take it that seriously because I'm actually in my feelings about the death. I'm really not pointing at my friends that I know are my real friends. I'm not going to like condemn you for this. I didn't have the conversation with you about it. I'm just like, all right, maybe they don't know. But this is to yesterday's point. I don't know what their situation was. But remember when talking to you about grief, Daj, you were like, sometimes you got to let people go through what they got to go through and then be there for them when they're ready to come out of it. Right?
Yes.
I got this thing talking about yesterday's situation from War Paint Journal. It says, more than 16 years of education, yet no one taught us how to console a grieving friend or what to say when someone we love is at their lowest. We spend years chasing grades, careers, and sometimes even the wrong people, while the things that truly matter remain unspoken. Agreed. Yesterday, how do you know this person knew how to handle you going through that?
That's what I realized after all of the years passed, because initially when it happened, I just never spoke to him again. We have a mutual friend group, so like again, I'm still close with the friend group, but I just would not talk to him. I would avoid. You know what I'm saying? If anything about him come up, they just knew to not bring it up to me. So I realized that actually I was having a conversation with my bro Kurt, and I was telling him like, yo, I still felt the way. I wasn't talking to him. I would not speak to him because of how he did you. And he was like, bro, I don't feel that way no more. Like, I'm actually good on it. And he's like, you know, we never thought about what he was going through and him being able to process that and him knowing how to come into the fold and, you know, be there for you. He might have not known how to do that. Like, you know, remember, he grew up under us. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't have the same wherewithal that we had to be, you know, stand up in that way. Not that he's a bad person, but he just didn't have the knowledge, to your point, of how to do it. And this is my brother. This, you know, I'm not taking up for him, but, you know, that's kind of where I was coming from with the space. And when he said that to me, I was like, all right, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel that way, and this is your mom that passed away, this is your mom that asked about him, you know, your mom had a relationship with him, you know, I can look at it from a different perspective now.
Now, he's cut this person off for years. How long? How many years?
2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
Are you counting on your fingers, nigga?
7 years.
We're gonna act like that didn't happen.
My bad. I didn't.
He literally counted on the fingers.
Nobody's ever asked me. I never had to say a number. Nobody's ever asked me that.
Do you think of the loss of that relationship because you were not willing to have a conversation? Do you think about that 9 years, what that could have done, what that could have blossomed to, because you were not emotionally enough to have the conversation? Y'all lived with each other. You loved this nigga enough to let the nigga live with you.
I let him live with me. When I worked at Chuck E. Cheese, I would split my check with him so that he did not.
That's another joke.
I did. I worked at Chuck E. Cheese.
Atlantic Mall.
Yep. And I would split my check with him so that when we went out, he would not have money. Like, that was my boy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I did everything I could.
Do you think he owed you that? Do you think he owed you that call because of everything that you did for him?
I always said I didn't care about me. I wanted him to call my brother, call my mother. Those are the people. Do you
think he owed y'all that?
I think he owed us that. Yes.
Because of how you treated him?
Yeah, I think that. When I went away to college, he stayed in my crib with them.
This sounds like a bunch of you owe me shit.
No, it's not that. I never asked him for anything. I never wanted anything.
You knew he ain't have nothing.
But I never asked for anything.
You gave him your money. You gave him shelter. You knew he didn't have nothing. It sounds like the least you could do is this.
That's how
the least you could do is call. The least you could do is show up.
That's a fair expectation.
I do.
Yes, the least you could do is call the person's son who asked for you a week before they died. She came in the room and said, yo, hey, what's going on with him? And we both was like, man, you know he be on some mess. She was like, yo, I don't care about that. Tell my boy I love him, I fuck with him, and I'm waiting to see him. That's what she said. That's one of the last things that I've ever heard her say. So that plays in my head almost every day. So I couldn't talk to him just off of that. Just off the fact that I know you didn't call. I would never I plan to never speak to him ever again. Not until I had that
I
conversation
don't
with my brother.
agree with y'all.
I
You
mean,
living in
that's
these
better.
people's house and you can't even reach out when somebody passes away.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that I know how to. It's
How
like
do you-
you're asking me to y'all are charging me for humanity. Like I don't
How
know
old
how
was he
to.
when this
what
happened?
That's
We
not
were-
fair to do.
We
You
were
know
both
I
fresh out.
needed that, but
we the
now it's
same
like, yo,
age.
I have to
So that
behave a
was
certain way because you did that. That's not fair to do.
23, 24.
23 years old,
We were about that age when that happened.
nigga.
22, 23.
I'm not even a real person at 23.
So you don't know how to say my condolences at 23?
But
I'm sorry for your loss.
But Dodge, check
Why
this
not?
out. Every other person.
That's an excuse. You like to pacify people's
Yeah.
stupid shit,
Yep, yeah.
and that's what it is. And that's what we
man.
have these conversations about giving grace, because for you, giving grace is pacifying stupidity, and that's some dumbass shit
You don't
to say.
think 23-year-olds are stupid?
I think
Top-
23-year-olds are very stupid,
Go ahead,
but I
Tyreak.
also think that they know
Yeah.
how to say I'm sorry for your loss. I also think they know
Some
how to.
people do if they got a good upbringing. This motherfucker doesn't even have a home. But go ahead, Tyreek.
That don't mean that
Well,
he's
consider
slow.
this, because yesterday was also 23 when it happened. So he's
But he also had a home and a mom who is connected to a huge family.
but
and
he-
that-
but-
He had that too.
He had that too. Like I said, it wasn't that he didn't have a home. Again, it just was a situation in the home that, he needed a friend. And again, I was there. That's the type of person I was. And again, that was my boy. But I feel like what Dodge is saying, like, we can't pacify that, like, you know what I'm saying? We can't pacify that type of behavior. And again, too, it's not a you owe me, but it's a least you can do type
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
It's consideration. It's just human consideration. You don't. I'm not asking for too much. I'm not asking for you. You don't have to send me a fucking dissertation.
Yeah.
You could just say, I see you. I know.
Bro,
I'm
so-
sorry.
One of my friends called me from South Korea on a military exploration in the middle of the sea on a signal phone just to say, yo, bro, I know that happened. I love you. I just wanted to reach out. When I
His
get
shit
down
was
to the
together.
States, I can't.
that friend had their shit together.
That's
Bro, no.
In the
pacifying
military.
ignorance.
No, bro.
no, I'm not. All right, maybe
Go
I
ahead.
am.
Go ahead.
That's fine. Maybe I am.
No.
Tyreek, what were you saying?
I lost it. But I was going to say, like, yesterday was just as young as the other guy. So, I don't know. I will say this. If I haven't spoken to a friend in, like, almost a decade, I don't know that we can come back after that. Because we've grown so much, experienced so much. Like,
Nigga, who are you?
yeah.
Like, who?
We
who-
not even the same people that we
We not-
were when we
yeah.
stopped talking.
And I hate talking to people about shit that happened 10 years ago. My friend came here the other day, and he starts talking about when we was in the street, and I'm like, my nigga, I got a dildo over here on the thing. Like, what are we talking about? I'm not that nigga no more, bro. And
Yeah.
if that's the highlight of our relationship, then we really don't have a relationship. We're not gonna keep talking about selling drugs. I'm so far removed from that. I have a hairy cardigan on. What are we talking
This
about?
guy is nuts.
Right now. And I really had to shut it down.
Yeah.
That whole conversation. He wound up packing it up and leaving after that, even though I do love him. Shout out to Rondu. But
What can we
bro,
talk about?
we're
What can
not
we relate
gonna-
to right now?
We are either going to meet here where we are now and have something now, but we're not going to exist based off what happened in the past. I'm not even that nigga no more. For the only people that hate me for whatever I did 10 years ago, you're mad at the wrong nigga. I'm not even that nigga no more.
Right.
So it's just, what are we talking about? Unblock me.
Unblock me is crazy.
People are mad at Jonathan Majors. I'm doing it.
Got him.
But what he did wasn't 10 years ago. Besides the fact, I want to say to you yesterday, I don't think Kang Conqueror was going to be that good. That whole Marvel thing they trying to
I
go.
think it was going to be amazing.
I don't-
He was
I don't-
gonna be good.
I don't.
was
That's
gonna
not.
be
He
so
wasn't
good.
a Thanos. He wasn't a Thanos.
Did
And
you
we only
watch
we only
Loki?
No.
Yes, I did. But
No,
that
you
shit
couldn't
was
watch
like
Loki and thought that.
Man, I didn't watch the. Was there a second one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a second low key
Yeah.
series.
Yeah.
Because I just got finished watching the
Captain America.
Daredevil
Or
one.
Daredevil.
I will say this: that nigga know how to be. He wasn't just acting when he was kicking ass in Kang. Because this nigga,
Yo, I hate
after
that.
he gets what happened with the trial, he caught a misdemeanor for the trial shit. Now the audio comes out between him and her, right?
Right when he drop his new movie and he get married and he trying to move on, drop that
And
old
releases
shit.
that he's been abused by women and men as a child.
Yeah.
They got right back on this nigga head top with the audio of him saying to her, "I'm ashamed. I've never been aggressive with a woman before. I've never aggressed a woman. I did aggress you. She said, you strangled me and pushed me against the car. He said, yes, all of those things are under aggressed. Yes, that's never happened to me. She said, because I said something sarcastically in your eyes. He said, well, clearly it's more than that. She said, yeah, something inside of you. He said, yeah, towards you. Then the man, why are you laughing? Like, yeah, bitch.
Yeah, bitch, it's you. You're my trigger. You triggered me, ho. That's crazy. Nigga said towards you. That's nuts.
Tyreak, we giving him grace?
I don't think I'm in no position to give him grace because he didn't do it to me. So,
Right.
No, that's like just being real.
Y'all don't care that Jonathan made you because she's white, right?
I didn't say all that.
Y'all don't care about what?
Got him.
Got him.
If there's any other black
got
woman,
him.
if he did this to a black woman, y'all would be like, nah, fuck that nigga.
I don't
If and only
support
if.
any man putting his hands on women.
So are you going to see?
But for me to get, but I wasn't going to see it regardless. I heard the
Neither.
movie's on like the Zeus network or something.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was on Tubi.
Yo,
Okay,
Tyreak.
that's-
Yo, Tyreak.
All right, you know.
I wasn't
Movie
finna
on
watch this
Zeus-
shit
the
either.
movie
I
on
don't
Zeus,
care.
y'all gonna let him do that?
How does his wife feel about it? Is Megan good? Okay with it?
I just feel like, yo, how much of this is
It's Megan good. I caught that. I caught it
Movie
late.
on
is
Zeus,
Megan
y'all gonna
good?
let that
All right, I
happen.
see, I get it. How much is this is damage control?
All
y'all
of
got
it.
abused. He was on Complex. He did this thing on Complex right after it. What's this?
During the week of your film's release, how did that make you feel?
I was
about the
so
audio
grateful
coming out.
that I had done my work, you know, and continue to, and I'm continuing to do my work. I can't speak to it, but obviously, because you're talking about it, you know, there are
This nigga be saying
vibrations,
a bunch of
you know,
nothing.
reverberations, same as everything.
Reparations.
You know, but I was happy I'd done my work.
What are you talking about?
You know,
Nothing.
Yo, y'all
He
not
did the
gonna
same
lie?
thing
Yo,
on Sherry Shepherd's show. That nigga be saying
You
nothing.
said recently in an interview that when you have a struggle, learn, metabolize, grow. This incident happened just this week, so you haven't really had too much time to process with it. But what have you been able to metabolize from that one
Metabolize.
since it was leaked?
Metabolize?
Like metabolism?
Like
I think he's using the wrong
Yeah,
word
living life.
there. He tried.
You know, I'm living life. I'm surrounded by loved ones and family and you guys.
I got
You choked somebody.
I have one question.
But you
It
choked
needs to be
somebody.
metabolized.
I have one.
Metabolize?
Hold on. I'm sorry. I have
He said
one question.
metabolize.
Go ahead.
Why
Yes.
why yo?
He said
Why
metabolize?
is yeah, he said metabolize. I don't know why. Why does this nigga every time I see him, why is he always dressed like Candyman? Like, no, honestly, I'm gonna
That's
keep
why I
it a
don't be
buck.
want to talk about this nigga. He
Why?
looks stupid.
I don't trust like Hollywood with stuff like this. Like when a scandal happens, then like clockwork, you got the public apology, then you got the press tour.
Rollout.
It's just like the whole song and dance. You've seen it happen a million times. I'm super skeptical when it comes to
Yeah.
stuff like that.
I smell a rollout.
Now,
I
like
don't
he's
care.
dating. Well, no, not dating. He's married to
Married.
Megan Good.
Just
Had to
got
get a
married,
black
too.
woman.
Just got
you know.
married.
I
Right
don't
before
believe
something.
that he's really into black women like that at all. You know, Megan Good was available. I don't know what she's doing with her time. That she's not, you know, being somebody's PR stunt. And you know, now he got a movie to promote. So good luck to y'all in that film.
Hallelujah, holla back.
Yeah, that ain't got shit to do with me. I don't care.
I'm really not a fan of this though. I'm super not a fan of it. Dead ass. Like it just feels like I'm being played with.
That's exactly what it is. It's a joke. It's like a formula. They just follow it step by step and then hope for the best.
I did feel bad for him when he got kicked off of Marvel though. But that was before all of the PR stuff.
I felt bad for me. I don't give a fuck about him.
You wanted to see the Marvel show?
I wanted to see King the Conqueror. I was invested. And now I'll never know what happened. So
I mean, they can
annoyed.
cast somebody else. What's that guy?
killed
Trevante Rhodes. He could do it.
Oh yeah, they could do that.
Yeah.
The
Well,
ladies
figure
love
it
him.
out.
The ladies
Or
love
what's
him.
the other guy? He was supposed to like play Blade or something.
Mahershala
Oh,
Ali.
Mahershala
Yeah,
Ali.
get him to do it. There's plenty of black actors out there that can play this.
It had to
role.
be a black actor to be king.
I mean, y'all already went in that direction, so
He
you might as well
purple,
stay
right?
there.
Well, no, no,
purple.
no, he's not purple. Actually, he was in the multiverse. He was mad different color. I don't give a fuck.
All right.
I want to try to care so bad, but I don't.
I don't. I don't have the fucks, y'all. I had In my backpack, I had like a bag full of fucks that I got robbed on the train, and now the fucks are gone. So I can't really.
I cannot deal.
You good?
Not a
This is
single
what
fuck.
y'all wanted me to do.
Did you just cough openly?
Did I cough often? You didn't see me just cover my mouth?
No, I didn't. I was looking this way, but I felt the pressure.
You ain't feel no pressure.
What was that?
You coughed on his expensive sweater.
Yeah.
He didn't even know how much the sweater cost till we got here, so it don't even matter.
On the Gucci bandana. All right, I got one more thing before we
guy
get
is
the hell out of
nuts.
here for the day. It's a great fucking episode, yo.
This shit's fucking
Tyreak
hilarious.
Yeah, I didn't realize it
is-
was 8:30.
Yeah, me neither. I looked
PM.
around like, God damn. Well, it's because somebody
PM.
showed up while late, but it's fine.
Who showed up while late? I was 10 minutes late. 15.
I was kind of early, to be fair, so that's probably why I felt like it.
I don't know.
And I said I was going to be late when I left the house. I looked at the time and I said, well, here we are.
Wifey gave me this one. I don't know if I want to go with that. All right, I'm gonna do this. Just because it's lighthearted and I like having fun.
Let's get there. So 100% me, and I wouldn't even consider a prenup.
All right. This is about a prenup. All right.
Okay.
They're on the Joe button. Joe, what's it called? Pod Wives.
Pod Wives. Okay.
With
Who
Joe
the
and his
fuck
girl.
is
This is the show where Joe's girl is talking about him having travel lube, and he goes around and he jerks off everywhere.
I didn't even know Joe Budden had a girlfriend. So
Yeah.
I'm right
He always keep a little...
Like, he keep like a little on the side. I ain't never like
said something
claiming somebody.
crazy.
But it's him
I really
and
need
the
help.
cast from his show with their partners, right? And so they get into talking about prenups.
Okay.
This one black guy has a white girlfriend. And we're talking
Who's
about...
it, Ish?
His name is
No, it's
Keno,
Keno.
right? And he's talking about whether he would ask her to sign a prenup.
Let's get there. So 100% me, and I wouldn't even consider a prenup. Where she might have more money than me too, so I don't really. Might need to go the opposite way.
Joe. Absolutely.
But I would.
Sorry.
No doubt about it. Like, way more.
But I have kids. I have kids. Whatever we get together, it's different. Whatever I have from before belongs to my kids. I mean, respectfully, that's just the way it is. Same. I don't expect anything from you either. You know that. Never did.
Wait.
Keno's like,
Fuck, she talking.
Keno put his hand on her knee. Said,
He thought he was going to get a piece of that white wealth.
That's not how it's going.
No.
What do you mean from before?
What do you mean? I have children. I was married before, so there's assets and things I have from before
That he can't eat off of.
that he
That he can't touch, look
he
at,
can't. He won't be able to get.
sniff as a black man, any of that.
It has nothing to do with any of that, by the way.
But he can't even look that way. Don't think about it.
I agree.
Yeah, because it belongs to my kids.
But there are things where if I need it,
What?
She had a tough spot.
I mean,
but if I need it, it's there.
Then don't.
Yes, obviously.
No. I mean, it's there. Yes, but no.
Yeah, but it's her discretion.
No.
he's
He
rethinking
felt like he
this.
just found that out. He did.
Damn, finding out in real time is crazy.
Yeah.
Finding out in real
First
time
of all,
is crazy.
what's crazy is expecting that she wouldn't get a prenup. Like, there is I don't know if it's a delusion of grandeur or if it's like a high level arrogance for you to be so butthurt about the fact that this woman is saying, I have children, I was married before. Anything that happens with us as we move forward is whatever. But anything I had before in that marriage with those children goes to my children. And you're like, but I could touch it though. Like, but why would you want to?
No, she said, I'm getting a prenup.
Yeah.
We're doing a prenup.
I agree with her.
And he was like, I wouldn't even ask her to do that. But now she's saying,
But he don't
would.
have shit, obviously.
That's not how he feels. He was like, yo, she probably has more than me.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't ask her to do a prenup. And she's like, yeah, but I'm going to ask
I
you
would ask
to
you.
do one.
I would ask you.
I'm asking.
And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. And I think that his reaction is arrogance at best. Like, nigga, is you cool? because her reasoning was logical as hell.
Yeah. I feel like that's just common sense across the board. Like whatever we, built together during the relationship, split that down the middle. But whatever we had before we came together, that's ours. I mean, like respectively, that's ours. Like my shit is my shit, your shit is your shit, and whatever we did together, we can split that. But you're not getting my stuff I already had. And I don't want your stuff that you already had.
It doesn't make any sense.
But do you need a prenup to guarantee that? Are y'all saying that most people should go into into a marriage signing that type of prenup?
Why not?
Yeah.
If you have things?
Why not?
Yeah, because if shit does go bad, you can like maybe try to get my stuff in the divorce, and that's not happening.
Well, because it comes with a negative connotation. Prenups come with a negative connotation.
Why does it come with a negative connotation?
Yeah.
To whom? I think they only. Yeah. If Andrew asked me to sign a prenup, I would sign that shit with no problem.
I think it's only a negative connotation to people who are looking for
a leg up,
or like the known financial security. If it's like, yo, we can walk away from this shit and nobody gets nothing. Some people don't feel that way. Some people feel like, nah, I should get something. Honestly,
I have a question.
And there's people out there who like really do date as a means of survival.
Right.
Yes.
So, that's why it's like I'm not walking away with nothing.
I have a question.
What's that?
Damn it, I can't let it go.
Go ahead.
Let's ask it.
I am.
Okay.
Would you ask Tanae to sign a prenup?
That's hate.
I mean, she told me to. She was like,
you should.
You got to protect your mom's house. I'm cool.
Yeah,
with that.
you own a brownstone.
But I was like, I mean, just because you asked me to do it just makes me feel like I don't even need to tell you to do that. Like, she's like, yo, I would want you to protect your family's, your thing.
Yes.
And yeah, I have no problem with doing that. None.
If
whatsoever.
I owned a home in New York City and I'm about to get married, I would have a prenup also. Because if something happens, I'm not splitting my family home. You're out of your fucking mind.
And I feel like the lawyers be making people do that too. The lawyers be like, yo, go for the homes.
Yeah.
Yes, what?
Yes.
Go for the home.
Nigga.
And she be like, I don't even want that. No, you have to put that in there so that you can leverage it against everything else that you have so you can get the most out of everything else. So you have to go for the home too.
I know you know how much this house is worth, motherfucker. If you don't, I'm going to look at you crazy.
I mean, she asked me to. So I'm like,
I would sigh out of fucking you as your friend.
I love her for taking your stance. Like, nigga, you better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love her for that. Like, that just makes me fuck with her so much more. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I was uncomfortable with the conversation or the question because it has a negative connotation. Prenuptials.
So what is the connotation?
There's a negative connotation.
There's no fly way to like do that. There's no fly way to have the conversation.
Yeah. How do you tell somebody like, yo, I want to protect my shit just in case we break up? I think when you say it like that, it sounds worse than what it is. I think it's just about. When a person asks you, why do you want me to do it? What are you going to say?
What I'm going to say is,
because I want to protect my shit just in case we break up.
But it's not, I don't know if it's just in case we break up. I don't know if that's what it is for me. I think it's bigger than that. I think it's about you being able to tether yourself to the things that you own. And then we can build together. I think it's just a business move. It's not about love. It's not about in case we know. I just think, to me, it's so black and white, ink dried on a paper. Like, I don't have any type of visceral or emotional connection to a prenuptial or a postnuptial.
Do we really need one?
I've had a pretty large company even before I met you. So if we get married and then you decide to divorce me next year, then you leave with half of it, that's not fair.
Well, why are you already thinking about that?
Man, it's something I have to think about. I don't know why Danny's so surprised. The prenup's obviously something that we need to have in place. I built a business long before she even came into the picture, and I have to protect that.
Yeah.
Like, you want to get married? I'm like trying to work with you.
She weaponizing those tears.
Yeah,
that's a manipulation. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure if
I feel like you being offended by that says a lot about you.
Yep. You're not sure about our future.
Well, I think you're overthinking it.
I don't know how to explain this to you. I feel like you're not understanding what I'm saying.
I am understanding. It's not my intention.
That's the difference between logic and emotion.
That's not your intention.
I can't.
Do you think most women are going to react like this or like you?
I don't know what people do. I know what I do. That's stupid as fuck to me. I'm sorry.
Because I think most women would react like this. And that maybe it's just a fear. I'm not sure. But this is what I would think having the prenup conversation is going to land me in. Where she's crying and thinking that I don't trust her or thinking that I'm good. Why
are you thinking about breaking up?
Yeah, that's what I would think the prenup conversation is going to be like.
Because
when she brought it up to me, like, because she sent me this. So when she brought it up to me, I was like scared to say anything about it because I don't want her to think that that I don't trust her, that she would try to take my shit. I don't want her to think like that. So I did not know how to even
joke around.
You want to know what's so crazy? I watch a lot of reality shows because, you know, scripted ones are just kind of corny right now. And I was watching, I think it's called Wags. Is it Wags to Riches or whatever? The one on Netflix. Show. It's very ghetto. Yeah. But one of the best scenes that I've ever seen was Chad Ochocinco and his fiance at the time. I think her name is Chantel, whatever. Sherelle. They literally got dressed up. It's like a whole scene. So they all dressed up. They get out the car. They sitting down, having dinner. They laughing, joking, ha, 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 kiki. Cut to their lawyers walk in the room. And they're sitting at a dinner table. His lawyer with him, her lawyer's with her. And they're like, all right, let's talk about this prenup. And it was just such a casual thing. It was all business. They spoke on their parts and what they felt like they should do and what should be in a prenup and what's on the table and what's off the table. They both have these multi-million-dollar businesses and da-da-da. And it was amazing for me to see that. I think that was so positive. It was such a positive way to frame, like, I love you and I want to spend the rest of my life with you, but business is business. Yeah. So we should be able to have a business conversation just the same way we should be able to have conversations about our finances. Like an open conversation. What's your credit score? This is my credit score. So what we gonna do? These are real life conversations that we have to have, and we cannot shy away from having them because that is very immature.
Y'all seen what happened with Tiana and Iman recently?
What happened with them?
They got divorced. The divorce details came out, like about all the child support she's going to get, what houses she's going to get, what cars she's going to get, stuff like that. Okay. But even then, like, she's getting stuff that they got together while they were together. She's not getting none of the stuff he had before her. He's not getting her stuff that she had before him.
Okay. What's the problem?
Something that makes sense to me.
Yeah. You know? The internet at first went crazy. They're talking about she raped them. Oh, she got 4 houses.
I hate when broke people talk on
4 cars. She got the tour bus.
Lit.
She took this, that. She got a 7-figure payment. Child support.
Poor people got to shut the fuck up.
She was getting death threats.
Yeah.
She was getting death threats. And I thought about it when I looked at the paperwork.
Grown ass men.
Yeah, absolutely. When I looked at the paperwork, I'm like, she got this house that she paid for. She got this house that she paid for. This is before any of this stuff came out. She got this house that she paid for. She got her car that she paid for. Another car that she paid for. I'm like, this her shit. This her, and the nigga took $2 million when he left her. Apparently. Like cash.
And turned off the fucking... Then he turned off the fucking electricity in the house.
Crashed her Rolls Royce. Didn't get it fixed.
Cut the heat off, I think.
Or didn't replace
the water or something.
I'm like, yo. She literally just like, yo, nigga, just go with your shit. This isn't... And so, yeah, I mean, I guess a prenup would have saved her from a lot of that shit. But, again, y'all don't remember the Iman and Tiana show? Yeah. Y'all remember how in love they were and all that?
I mean, that's everybody. Like, you would hope that you marry somebody that you love. But
they're both millionaires at the time of getting married. Both of them. You don't... Of course, you have things that you would want to protect, But you believing in love, and you're gonna believe that you're being together forever.
Listen,
why didn't
first
they
of
have that
all,
conversation?
That's stupid.
Why did their lawyers tell them to have that conversation?
They probably
how do we
did.
know they didn't have the conversation?
Yeah, they probably did. But some people, again, that's when we're talking about logic versus emotion. Me, I like to err towards the side of logic when it comes to certain things. And I'm sorry, like, if you logically say this is what makes sense, I'm gonna be okay with it. I don't anticipate us breaking up, but I also anticipate that people change. What they say, people change every 10 years. I don't know who the fuck I'm gonna be 10 years from now. I don't know who the fuck you're gonna be 10 years from now. I'm not thinking about the demise of our family, but you never know what the fuck can happen. And you'll be stupid to not protect assets. Right now, I don't have shit. So I ain't got shit to protect. Whatever, if we get divorced in 10, 20, 15 years, whatever we have is what we made together. I don't have shit. I'm sorry. But if I had certain assets before walking into my marriage, I would absolutely protect those assets. Period.
Yeah. Also, with Iman and Tiana, there was like an infidelity clause, and I think that's a huge part of the conversation that we're not acknowledging.
I mean, it was, but she didn't take nothing from him. She literally didn't take. She could have. That's the thing that we are missing, that right?
Yeah.
But she literally could have took him for more. The 7-figure payment that she got was replacing the Rolls Royce. He never got the Rolls Royce fixed, and she's like some other personal shit. But we already know that he took money from her when they left. I believe a joint account.
Niggas be
So it's like
That's
I'm
fucked
looking
up.
at it. She $8,000 in child support.
Yeah.
8,000. That's it
for 2 kids.
for 2
That's
kids.
it?
I was like, this nigga's $1 million at 8,000. Nigga, he got away. He got away.
Isn't he a rapper now?
I don't know what
An
that man
actor
did.
or
He
some shit
dabbled
like
in
that.
it.
I
Okay.
think he was on the Shy or some shit like that.
Yeah, he was on the
He should,
Shy.
like, do a
I think
collab
they
with
killed him
Leangelo
off.
Ball, and
Yeah, they
do
killed
like
him.
a joint project.
Oh yeah,
Him and Leangelo Ball should do like a joint mixtape or something
Jesus
like
fucking
that.
Christ.
that'd be funny.
I would be tuned into that. Go on tour. Yeah.
I wouldn't. I'm not paying attention to that. Even
Like
though,
a basketball
even though that ball
themed
question, that ball,
rap tour. I don't know.
yeah, that
shit
ball
is-
song is fire. Whatever the G-Lo shit is.
Never heard of
was
it.
crazy.
That's not his name.
Jello.
It's Jello.
Yeah.
He got a
Tell
jello
how old I
gut,
am.
because he's not in shape anymore.
Yeah, he do.
Yeah.
Yeah, he took his shirt off at Rolling Loud and shit look crazy.
Like he got a lean problem or
Nigga up there
something.
farting.
He probably do.
Got like the Gucci Mane gut.
Not
before
the old
prison.
Gucci. Jesus, Mary and
Yo,
Joseph.
Tyreak, thank you for being up here for damn near 2 hours, maybe longer than 2 hours since you got here on
Like
time.
3 hours, but
Yeah, you got here
thank
on
you for
time.
having me.
Yeah, tell these people what you got going on, where to find you.
I'm on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all the podcast platforms. Just search Tyreak Told You, and I'm gonna come up. So yeah,
I love that.
Tyreak.
Tyreak. It's spelled real ghetto. Told you.
Told you.
Yeah.
Dodge, where the hell can they find you?
They can't. I'm
Yes.
in my house in New Jersey.
Yesterday over there, I'm gonna talk to you when we turn these damn cameras off. But I love you so much, cuz.
The hell I do?
I don't know.
Nothing. Y'all know where to find me at. Here in the Bronx. I woke up at 5:35 this morning. I had to be at work at 6, and I was in the fucking Bronx. My nigga, when I told you I was driving on sidewalks, everything.
Now you gotta chill, bro.
Nigga.
You going to prison.
And I got there at 6:05.
This guy is crazy.
Shout out to y'all. Y'all already know. Find us on YouTube. So Shameless Podcast. Go to the Patreon. I just let somebody into the Patreon. They was there for like a week waiting for me to let them in. Carmelli, we miss you so fucking much. So
Don't they pay to get
shameless.
into the Patreon?
Yeah.
And
And
he
they
was
were just
just
waiting
sitting-
for the fucking thing. They was waiting for the link. Sorry about that. But y'all know. Peace. So Shameless.